Welcome to the Ringer Fantasy Football Show. My name is Danny Heifetz, and I'm joined by Danny Kelly and Craig Horlbeck, and we are live in Dublin, Ireland. Woo. I think I just blew out the mic with how loud I did this. Carlos wasn't prepared for that. This is our last recording of our time in Ireland. We have another recording we already did that we're going to publish later this week on Wednesday. So if you want to hear more about our trip in Ireland and Dublin, all the amazing time we had in Ireland, Wednesday, Power Hour, we're going to have a ton of that.
Yep.
We had an amazing time here. Went to Vikings Steelers today. We're going to tell you all about that. It was a great game. Honestly, thank God. It was a great game. And then we're going to go through all the other games we were able to see here, which was fun. Packers Cowboys, to be totally honest with you, started at 1:20 in the morning, and we couldn't wait till 4 to record. So we're going to have that on throughout this show.
Yeah, so we'll be discussing it. We didn't quite finish the game, but we were discussing it throughout the episode.
So if Micah Parsons ended the game by strip sacking Dak Prescott, we apologize, but we probably ended the show before that. Also for waivers, we're not going to have a Monday episode this week because we're flying back from Dublin. So waivers, we're going to get to at the end of the show. We kind of just grip it and rip it through running back, receiver, tight end, defense. It's just trying to help you, but obviously there's Monday Night Football games still to come. But yeah, in lieu of a Monday waiver episode, we did just want to give you our idea of who we think we'd pick, and we hashed it out together. So yeah, with that said, this is fun and loopy. So TK and Craig actually got into it a little bit, which usually only happens with me. So that's fun. Thank you, everyone. And no, I don't even remember. What did we even talk about? I don't remember.
We'll have to see. We'll have to find out myself. Yeah.
I will take a quick break. This episode of the Ringer Fantasy Football Show is presented by Hyundai. The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid proves that an incredible SUV is so much more than the sum of its parts. It's more than a spacious interior. It's more than being able to navigate difficult terrain. And it's way more than driving farther than you ever thought possible. It's the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details. Going through all the games, starting with, obviously, we came here to talk about Steelers-Vikings.
Yeah, baby.
First game in Dublin. Steelers won 24, Vikings 21. A game that the Steelers kind of dominated.
Yeah.
And then the Vikings, frankly, really, really came close to almost winning. It was a great game. Frankly, a lot of these European games suck that they send here. Right. We were a little bit nervous that the game would suck. It really didn't. It was actually a pretty good game, and your Steelers won.
Yeah, I thought I was actually very happy for the people from Ireland who attended this game, maybe who were just kind of dipping their toe in the NFL water, because not only was it a good game, it was close at the end, but there was a lot of big, fun, exciting plays. The DK Metcalf 80-yard touchdown, the slant to the house. You don't see that a lot. Even the Jalen Ramsey fumble return for a touchdown that ended up getting overturned. In the moment when it felt real, that was a huge deal. It was right in the beginning of the game.
Wild. He faked his hamstring injury like mine, and then he did the gritty against Justin Jefferson and the Vikings.
And then he hurt his hamstring later that game.
Which is you're tempting the football gods when you fake an injury in football. But you're right. It was really exting. It was actually a ton of plays.
A lot of exciting stuff. There's interceptions, there's turnovers. It was a great game. Rodgers played well. It kind of had every beat, except for a while there, it looked like it was going to be a little bit of a blowout. And then the final 4 minutes of the game, both coaches, I think, had too many Guinnesses and things got super wonky.
Well, yeah, the joke was maybe Goodell phoned down to the sidelines during the game. He's like, all right, come on, guys, let's.
It's like the Steelers can still
the
win.
Buffalo Wild Wings button.
Totally.
I think overall, both teams had a really huge advantage on the defensive line over the offensive line in both games. And I think you saw that where both game plans for Vikings and Steelers alike was basically a lot of high percentage completion. So the point where such high percentage passes that there was not really an incompletion for 25 minutes.
Right. It was a point in the late second quarter, and there
5 minutes left in the second quarter was the first time the ball hit the ground.
Yes.
I think I saw that Aaron Rodgers, his ADOT in this game, so average depth of target was 2 yards.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was getting rid of the ball really quickly, and guess what? It actually did a pretty good job of neutralizing the pass rush.
I actually like using DK Metcalf as the way the Eagles use Dallas Goedert. Just get him the ball quickly and let him pick up speed.
When he started running, the crowd, you could hear the crowd, the roar of the crowd rise up the stadium. It was actually very
people
cool.
in Ireland are like, who is that? Is that RoboCop?
Who
is that?
It was like the car running like Mose from The Office. DK Metcalf down the sideline.
When he gets churning, it's
you miss it a little bit when you see that.
Yeah, definitely, big time.
I I think what was interesting, the Steelers defensive line
was awesome.
Took over this game.
Yes.
Should be noted that the Vikings lost 2 of their starters.
They lost a tackle and their center.
Yeah. That's the thing. So Christian Darrisaw, the left tackles, came back from injury. And then obviously when the Vikings lost on Sunday Night Football, the Falcons a couple weeks ago, the offensive line was a huge issue. It happened again in this game. The Vikings lost Brian O'Neill at right tackle very early in the game, like I think the first or second drive.
Yeah.
And then
I think it was on a kick. It was on a special teams play.
And so that Andrew Thomas for the Giants got hurt. When your left tackle gets hurt in a special teams, it's the worst.
Yeah.
But the Vikings lost Ryan Kelly at center very early in the third quarter to concussion. And he had a concussion a couple weeks ago. So that's bad to get 2 concussions in 3 weeks potentially if he did have one. But when Ryan Kelly went out, everything changed. And just
the center of the line, like Keanu Benton, all the D tackles for the Steelers just started to crowd Wentz. Wentz was getting tipped. TJ Watt tipped an interception. Like it just started to get messy.
Nick Herbig for the Steelers leads the NFL in pass rush win rate at ESPN, which I don't love that stat for everything, but that's pretty incredible. And I do think if I had to summarize the whole game into one sentence but just like one stat that I think captures everything about what happened here until the crazy ending. These are how the Vikings drives ended on third down. The first drive, they went and got a field goal. And then after that, it ended with Carson Wentz, 3rd and 9, sack, 3rd and 13, sack, 3rd and 8, interception, 3rd and 12, incomplete, 3rd and 11, sack, 3rd and 16, interception, 3rd and 9, sack.
You can't live that way. I mean, 3rd and long is exactly when the pass rush knows that it's going to be a pass and they can just load up and get after you.
Yeah, the Vikings this is when the cliche of NFL coaches saying we have to stay on schedule. What that means is we need enough yards to not be in 3rd and long for TJ Watt to fuck our shit up.
We can't be in 3rd and long. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11.
Yeah, and once again, the Steelers win because they get turnovers and then they don't turn over the ball. We were talking about the preview show with Greg Rosenthal. The Steelers have 27 points off turnovers so far this year. They have allowed 0 points off turnovers. The same should happen. Like they have the most ridiculous. You could, I think, call it luck because of how many positive turnover, like EPA, they have every single week, and it happened again today.
It felt like the Steelers dominated this game for most of the game, and then at the end it got close. But also, like when you factor in one of the first plays of the game was a fumble that Jalen Ramsey took back for a touchdown and ended up getting called back because Jordan Mason had like a foot out of bounds when he touched the football or whatever.
I will say, the other note I have for people, if that was their first NFL game, there was a lot of like confusing, esoteric NFL rules. Yes. I think like the Jalen Ramsey fumble return, I think everybody was like, wait, why did that not count? And it was like Jordan Mason fumbled it, but then as he was trying to recover it, his foot was out of bounds. So while he was touching the ball, his foot was out. So it doesn't count.
I think I realized like that happening in the context of all these other fans, realizing that other sports don't have the amount of ways the NFL can undo a big play. Like in soccer, maybe I'm wrong and maybe people are going to scream at me. It's kind of just offsides. It's kind of just like a VAR. Offsides or handball.
Or
like
fouls.
That's kind or fouls, but offsides, handball are the only thing they're going to get granular with review. There's so many things the NFL can review to take away a big play.
I mean, there was like the Wentz intentional grounding. I'm sure people are like, what the hell happened there? He got sacked. And then why are they moving back 15 yards? Right. There was also a moment where they got the down wrong on the scoreboard that said third down. It was actually fourth down. Which happened to us.
We'll talk about this once. This happened to us at the hurling match yesterday. And then today we were like, oh yeah, well, hurling
was wrong. Yeah.
They don't even have a scoreboard all the time. Then the NFL game, we're like, this is, I mean, Carson Wentz looked at the scoreboard. He was pointing at the scoreboard like it's third down. I was like, no, Carson, it's fourth down.
Yeah.
But I will say,
you can see on the sideline, they had the fourth down showing though.
But it's worth getting to the ending of the game because really, to Craig's point, it looked like the Steelers were going to run away with this. And it really looked like that when the Steelers were in the red zone and they were up 7 they were up 10. I apologize.
They were up 10.
They were up 10 and they looked like they were going to kind of march in and score. And then Tomlin got to a really pivotal moment, and I want to go through this sequence, but basically what happens is Aaron Rodgers has been second and goal at the 11-yard line. Rodgers has Ben Skoranek in the end zone for a touchdown, and he just kind of misses the throw. And he was so angry that he missed the throw.
Yeah, he was like cursing to himself.
Then they get 8-yard pass, and they get to fourth and goal at the 3.
Oh, the 3.
Fourth and goal at the 3 is 3 in the box score. It was 2.
Yep.
And they kind of come off the field, and Rodgers, there's like an exchange possible, kind of runs on, and Rodgers, and then there's a timeout, and then, or I don't know, they took a timeout.
Did they?
Yes. Minnesota took the timeout to save time.
Yeah.
And they take advantage of it. And I don't know what came out after the game, but like if Rodgers convinced Tomlin or what, The Steelers send their offense back out.
Which we questioned that. How much time was left? Around 4 minutes?
So it was exactly 4 minutes and 14 seconds left. And we're kind of like...
Our thinking was like, so they're up 10. If you kick the field goal here, you're up 13. I know that's like going from up 2 scores to still up 2 scores.
Touchdown ends the game. Touchdowns, you're up 17. Totally. The game is over.
But we were like, if you kick the field goal here, you are requiring Carson Wentz, who already has 2 interceptions, to basically go down the field and have 2 touchdown drives to win the game.
Right.
Or you go for 2 or you go for it and obviously seal it. But if you don't get it, then it's only 10 points, which is nothing nowadays with how easy it is to get a field goal.
Yeah.
And it's funny because
Tomlin is always conservative. Like Tomlin always kicks.
So
that's why I was telling you, I'm like, there's no way he snaps this. Is he going to hard count
100%.
But hard count, but it's 4th and goal, so you don't get the first. But what's funny about it is the logic part of it is, well, if we don't get the first here, Carson Wentz has got to go like 99 yards.
Yes. Right.
And then that's like exactly what happened, which is Jordan Addison gets an 81-yard pass.
Yes.
And Jordan Addison goes down. And Peyton Wilson, who of all people was a linebacker who fell in the draft in large part because he wasn't that fast, right, DK?
No, he was fat.
He's super fast, but
he's
injury
issues.
Yeah. And he's like undersized a little bit.
Yeah, but he is very fast. I think he ran like a 4.4.
I mean, so he hit like 21, 22 miles an hour running after Addison.
He catches Jordan Addison at the 1-yard line, which ended up being massive because Jordan Addison really should have scored a touchdown here at, double check it. He really should have scored a touchdown with like 3 minutes and 25 seconds left.
That was huge.
And the Vikings ended up getting the touchdown, but they did it just before the 2-minute warning. So they saved like 1 minute and 20 with the tackle. Mm-hmm. But then... So
he ran a 4.43 at the combine.
Oh yeah. So
he is extremely fast at 2.33.
I think just Peyton is so deep in my brain as Peyton Manning that I can't admit anyone named Peyton would be fast.
But I think it was a multitude of injuries in college that people were worried about.
So the Tomlin decision to go for the touchdown was so out of character, and then just immediately the Vikings are down 3.
Give up like the most disastrous.
And that 4th down play call was a run, which like I guess Rodgers
from the 3
like that, but it was like
I'm sure it was a run and then
into the gut. And it just got stuffed.
I'm sure they called a run and they had a pass that he would kill to, and then they just liked the look, but they didn't get it. But then the Vikings go for the onside kick, which you hated. Because now they're down 3 and they're onside kicking.
Yeah, because it's like if you don't get the onside kick, the Steelers are immediately in field goal range, which like, all right, I guess you're down 3. Who cares if you're down 6? But I just...
You loved it as a Steelers fan, but you were like confused by the Steelers.
I was confused, yeah.
But anyway, and then the Steelers get the onside kick.
Well, and then it was like the Vikings at the end, like basically trying to pass to the middle of the field with 13 seconds left, which they had no timeout. So even if they completed the pass, there's no way they would be able to spike it. It was just, it was like both these guys were drunk.
Well, that was
it was jet lag coaching.
Because what was strange about the Tomlin thing, and I know I'm drawing this out a little, but what was strange was the Steelers immediately go 3 and out. And the Steelers get a 3, and they probably have half a yard for 4th down. And at this point, Tomlin does not go for it. Mm-hmm. And they're at like the 40. They punt. Touchback at the back of the end zone is a horrific punt. From the 40-yard line, he punted at 50 yards. So now they get the Vikings the ball at the 20, and it's like, Tomlin kind of did the worst of both worlds. You should have took the field goal at the 3-yard line, but now you're at 4th and half a yard. It's like, you go for it, the game's over.
It's the worst part of Tomlin. His 4th down, like his end of game stuff. It's like they make him decide if he's going to go for 4th downs before the game starts. So like, hey, you're going to have 4 first downs. Which ones are you going to go for? And he has to decide before because you truly have no idea what he's going to do. It's like a genuine coin flip every time.
It was really strange. But overall, it was, I don't know if you guys have anything else in the game itself, but I think just being at the game, it was awesome. I got to tell you, like this trip was sick. And I think the London thing, like I'm sure the London games are awesome, but the reality is they've been doing that now since 2007, I think. Like this people were so hyped for this game. The crowd was incredible.
Particularly the Steelers in Pittsburgh and what it meant to Ireland. There was a lot of players, a lot of the post-game press says, Patrick Queen straight up, he was like, no offense, but this was a better crowd than Pittsburgh.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was like, it felt more like a home game. He was like, the sustained cheering throughout the game was stronger than actually in Pittsburgh.
When they played Renegade, which is like the Steelers' big hype song, they always play it like 3rd, like sometimes 4th quarter when they need a big defensive or special teams play. It was unbelievable to see how many people had terrible towels. Also, all these people brought them from home. I don't know, you know what I mean? And so, or just literally like from a ocean away or whatever, or bought them in town. And so they're just literally probably 30 or 40,000 of the people there had terrible towels waving. It was crazy. It was so loud. But it was also just, frankly, it was really cool. It was in Ireland. Like they played Zombie.
Yeah.
Everyone was screaming.
This was like during a timeout or a TV timeout.
2 full minutes is on. It's not like the 10 seconds between breaks. Like everyone, just 80,000 people singing "Zombie" was awesome.
Cool. It was a great Steelers win. They needed to win this game. Like the vibes, it was great that they won. They played well. They ran the ball well. The Steelers have a little bit of an identity. And now with the Ravens losing this game, the Ravens are 1-3. The Steelers are 3-1 in the AFC North.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Wow. Burrow's out. The Browns are the Browns. Like the Steelers, if Rodgers can stay healthy, I mean, they have a real shot.
It is so funny because I think everyone universally before the season, like I'm sure any NFL analyst you listen to, I feel like everyone was like, well, if you want to pick playoff teams, usually 2 or 3 fall out. Picking the Steelers to go back almost feels like a bolder pick than picking the Steelers to fall out. And it's like, I don't think there is, I would actually be curious if there's anyone that, other than people who cover the Steelers or are fans of the Steelers, I wonder if anyone picked the Ravens to miss the playoffs and the Steelers to be in.
No way.
Other than just people who like the Steelers.
No way.
And the fact that it's like this, it's just, I don't know, Tomlin, man. Rodgers is playing well. The offense, we'll see. I'm impressed. It was an impressive game. Rodgers played well.
And we should say Jaylen Warren.
Yeah, he was inactive.
That was crazy.
Their leading receiver.
I mean, the amount of people, there was a fight in one of my college fantasy groups because somebody, of course, was like, hey, I was asleep when Jaylen Warren was announced inactive, so I started him accidentally.
Right.
So there's a lot of that as well.
Yeah, and it was just awesome. TJ Watt, when he batted he did a JJ, batted the pass to himself and intercepted it.
And then he tried to kick it into the stands and totally shanked it.
Yeah.
Which was funny.
Dude, special teams are back, man. Maybe got blocked. But it was pretty incredible. It was an amazing game. And then I do want to shout out just Sonny, who is one of the, I mean, really the main reason that we were here in Ireland. And Sonny did an awesome job.
The seed for us.
And I want to shout out Tom, who basically got us field access.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that was awesome because I won't lie, like
I don't think Bill Murray would thank Tom.
No, Bill Murray's man. I found Bill Murray on the sideline.
Well, Bill Murray walked by us.
That's true. Bill Murray walked by us.
I found.
You walked right by us. We're like, that's Bill Murray and Jason Kelsey.
It's funny because there were rumors that Bill Murray would come to
he
this
was
game.
At a pub in Dingle
and
a couple nights ago singing.
I think this is fair to say. I think of all the truly A-list people that are famous in America, I don't think there's anyone outside of I don't think there's anyone that's more like they're rumored to be coming, but like you don't know what that means than Bill Murray. Bill Murray apparently doesn't even own a cell phone. Like it was hard for them to even contact him.
Yeah.
And so I just feel like where Bill Murray is going to be is just like he's the most unpredictable celebrity I think we have.
Yeah, we had him on he was on Flying Coach and it was impossible to even get him set up to record. Like he was on somebody else's like iPhone recording and he was walking while doing it.
Did you have to explain this to him?
No, I mean, he just like showed up and was like, somebody else planned it for him. And he was just like on his phone with headphones in. And we were like, hey, like, is this how you're going to record? And he's like, yeah. And we're like, all right. And he was just like walking around his house with his phone down. And so you could like see his like chin angle as he was just roaming around the house.
Did he know it was on video?
Yeah. We like fucking Sean McVay and Pete Carroll staring at him.
I just saw him.
I think it was the Steve Kerr season.
I just saw him walking around like field access, and it's like you could interview anyone. People are just going up to Goodell and kind of talking. So I was like, screw it. And I kind of just was like, Bill, like,
what's up?
Because the whole thing was he went to the pub. I was like, what was your favorite pub?
Remember when you were on SNL?
Yeah. Do you remember when you were in the
Groundhog Day?
Remember when you were in the Beatles?
That was awesome.
Nay. But yeah, no. So
and you talked to Kelsey.
And I talked to Jason Kelsey after that. You know, so what happened? Really, what happened was I asked Bill Murray, "What's your favorite pub you've been to in Ireland?" And he shouted out. It was like Guinness or Murphy's because while I was here, discovered Murphy's. I think it's better beer than Guinness, which is not sacrilege. I think it's a deep.
Such a Heifetz take.
No, it's good.
It's a ridiculous Heifetz take.
It's good.
It is good. I know. It's like okay,
please.
I actually think it's better than Guinness.
And it's actually the opposite. Craig.
It's the Scadaboo of Gente, yeah. But so then I was like, what's your favorite? And he's like, oh, actually I kept spilling my Guinness on myself. So they kept refilling it. And then I was like, Eagles or I was like, Vikings. He's like, all right. I gotta go. Get it. Like, please stop talking to me now.
One too many questions.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's an art to kind of just get out before
the conversation.
And so then I overcorrected with Jason Kelsey. And I was like, I'll just ask you one question. And he gave me such a thoughtful answer. And I was like, damn, he definitely would have done more than one question. And I should have talked longer to him.
And you also asked him about his favorite pub.
I asked him his favorite pub, and he gave a really thoughtful answer about a great place. He was excited about Galway.
He was wearing the dude sweater, which is pretty cool.
And I kind of think he wanted to keep talking to me, and I was like, I kind of no, I'm kidding. I just wanted to believe that, but yeah,
no,
it was cool,
shouts
though.
out to you. You hunted both them down, and you were you were a real journalist today.
Can you imagine if I hadn't done that? What that would have done for journalism if I hadn't just asked Bill Murray if he likes like beer?
Yeah.
So,
well, Woodward over here.
Okay. Anything else from Ireland, Dublin? We have so many Dublin stories that I'm sure they'll be threaded through this, but we're gonna have Power Hour Wednesday. We're gonna have a ton of stuff.
Yeah. So we can stick to this slate of games, which I got to say. So we went to the Steelers game at 2:30 Pacific time in Ireland. Sorry, not Pacific time. 2:30 local time in Ireland. The early slate started at 6:00 p.m. local time. The second slate started at 9 p.m. local time, and now the night game starts at 1:20 local time in the morning. Crazy stuff.
A different kind of morning game for you.
I was all turned around. It was like 6 p.m., but the morning games were starting. I didn't know where I was.
So I think piggybacking off the Steelers thing of 24-21, like to your point, it paired with the Chiefs game. So the Chiefs beat the Ravens 37-20.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like, Craig, just winners and losers. I feel like the Chiefs are the big winner of the day, right?
Yeah, DK, they're your winner, right?
Yeah, the Chiefs, like Heifetz said, 37-20 over Baltimore. Man, first of all, Baltimore, not going great. Things are really tough. Lamar Jackson left in the third quarter or early fourth quarter with a hamstring injury. But we want to focus on the winner here, the Chiefs. I think that it really felt like they kind of had their mojo back a little bit in this game. Mahomes threw for 4 touchdowns for the first time in a game since October of 2023.
Yeah.
They didn't quite get to 40, but like it's been like 2 years since
they would have.
I think it's been
the game was close.
I think it's been 40 games since they've had that many points.
So it felt more like the Chiefs of old in terms of just like what you'd expect from this type of this offense, where explosive plays, deep shots down the field. It just looked smoother. You know what I mean? Like watching them lately has been like pulling teeth. Everything is really hard. Everything is really difficult. And I will say, I don't know if I thought it would help. I didn't think it would help this much, but Xavier Worthy was a real game changer in this. He actually led the team in rushing and receiving in this game, I believe. Let me see here. He had 38 yards rushing, which was tops on the team. And then he had 5 catches for 83 yards receiving.
That is so demoralizing for the Ravens. I know I do want to focus on the Chiefs, though. You're right. I was wrong about Worthy. I thought they'd give him a few design touches and the shoulder would be like having the speed element, but I thought the range of motion with just his shoulder injury would be the issue.
Yeah, the risk that he's going to get hurt.
But he was a way larger factor in this game than I thought he would be. But I agree. Honestly, my takeaway from this Chiefs game was my intrusive thought was the last 7 to 14 days was the best Super Bowl odds you'll ever get for the Chiefs for the next 8-9 years.
Right.
Like literally that was the last of what, like part of me was like Worthy here. Rashee Rice is going to come back from the suspension. And when you have this offense with Rashee Rice, Worthy, Tyquan Thornton as a very, very viable fourth guy speed element.
Right, a good role player.
Yeah, and then Kelsey falling back. Just Rashee Rice coming back and slotting everyone back into where they're supposed to be. And the Chiefs offense not being so slow anymore and Mahomes having more options. I think the offensive line getting better. And I really do think KC just is going to be fine. Or the Ravens defense is actually a huge problem and something that was maybe it's just more like Roquan Smith got in the middle of this game. They, Matt Abike is on injured reserve.
They were down 6 starters. That's the other thing. The Ravens defense, man, they let up 41 to the Bills, 38 to the Lions, and now 37 to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
So
they've actually been legitimately one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
I think this is a better win for the Chiefs than it is a loss to the Ravens. And you said that to me 20 minutes ago. I'm probably stealing that from you. But I think you're right about that. I mean, the Chiefs were underdogs at home and they won by 17 and they really should have won by 24. But the flip side is in terms of where people are at in their season, I don't think the vibes are not worse, but the vibes are dark for Baltimore where you're a 1-3. The Steelers, to your point, they're 3-1, right? Mm-hmm. And so you're behind in the division. The Ravens have gone from this literal Super Bowl favorites a couple weeks ago
to are they a wild card team?
They actually are going to have to fight to make the playoffs down the AFC.
We don't even know if Lamar's going to play next week. Lamar has a hamstring injury that they were wrapping up.
Yeah.
It's tough right now. I was going to ask if it's panic time for Derrick Henry as well. If you want to talk about fantasy, Derrick Henry has quietly been terrible outside of week 1. He had the great week 1, 28 fantasy points. Since then, 2, 10, and 6. And, his rushing totals in those games, 23, 50, and 42. Derrick Henry had less than 50 yards once last year, and he's done it 3 times already.
I mean, it's definitely really concerning. And I think it has to do with, like last year, the big variable that we kind of thought would be a big thing for him is like yards before contact. It just doesn't feel like it's there for him this year. I mean, he's getting tackled at the line of scrimmage, sometimes behind line of scrimmage, like falling down. He needs that extra little bit of.
And again, it's like the oldest story in the book about Derrick Henry, but when they get down, he doesn't play as much. And now if Cooper Rush is going to be the quarterback, they're playing Houston next week. He is no longer a top 10, maybe not even top 20 back now.
No, and again, it's Lamar. I mean, you said even before Lamar had the hamstring issue that you said we were watching it, Craig, and you were just kind of like, does Lamar look as fast as he used to?
He's not.
And we were all kind of like, no.
And it doesn't mean like I don't want to. He's still like a 95 percentile athlete now, and maybe not the 99. But when you go back and watch year 1, year 2 Lamar, what he was doing physically while scrambling and running was a little bit freakier than what he does now.
I think that's right. And when you are dropped,
he gets caught a little bit more now. His breakaway is a little bit slower now than it used to be. And it's like, look, these guys get older. Josh Allen, it's not going to go on forever. Patrick Mahomes is 30. It's kind of weird. Like these guys are actually creeping closer to 30.
Yes. They're toward the end of their primes, their physical primes.
And we don't have a lot of examples of guys like Lamar aging. You know what I mean? Like and Josh Allen, we don't know what 30. I don't even know what 35-year-old Lamar Jackson
we
looks
don't have
like.
any. We don't have any examples of Lamar aging, to be honest.
So it's like, of course, there are running quarterbacks who age, but like like Michael Vick, I guess, or something like that.
I was going to say it, but I was like, we don't. Michael Vick doesn't count.
Yes,
So I mean, Cam.
But Cam was so big. Cam got hurt because he kept using his shoulder as a battering ram, and his shoulder almost fell off, so he couldn't throw.
Well, and it's a scary sign what happened to Cam. Like if what happened to Cam is what's going to happen to Lamar.
But Lamar is actually a really good passer.
Totally.
Yeah. So I think he's like, he is an outlier. He's one of one and stylistically. So obviously, I think he'll be able to age gracefully because he's such a good passer and he has such good vision for the field and anticipation. But I think here's a kind of concerning thing, Craig. Look at who's number 2 in yards before contact per carry this year, the Ravens. So I guess like my impression maybe is incorrect.
Yeah,
that they're not.
Part of me is like, we almost need to split it out. The first 3 quarters versus Buffalo and after, it's been completely different. Like so much of like you, Craig, you mentioned Derrick Henry has like 28 of his points in week 1. I think 26 of those 28 in the first 3 quarters versus Buffalo. Since the Buffalo came back, so really since the first half of week 1, I mean. It's been a different team, and frankly, everything. The short yardage stuff looks jumbled, which is inexcusable. I think. Look, we always joke Derrick Henry kind of looks like a statue of a dictator toppling in a square if it gets hit early. But overall, there's just
dictator.
It does. But overall, the Todd Monken I think was brought in a lot of ways because I think of an ability to create creative spacing with different kinds of personnel that would really help with the Ravens and a lot of the issues they had and merge a real passing game, but still have a rushing identity. And Derrick Henry was specifically brought in because the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game, Steve Spagnuolo, who understands Lamar's weaknesses and how to exploit them better than any coordinator, including Lou Anarumo, like Spagnuolo owns like this rivalry in a lot of ways. And again, the Ravens were favored in this game, even though the Ravens are now 1-7 versus Andy Reid since the last 2013. And Spagnuolo tricked the Ravens through a lot of really interesting stuff with shading and all the RPOs into the Ravens in that AFC Championship game 2 years ago had the fewest design runs in the history of the team. Playoffs, regular season, they had 5 design runs in the entire game. And so they went and got Derrick Henry because they were so disgusted with themselves in Baltimore they did that. And it's incredible now 2 seasons later how much the Chiefs still kind of own this Ravens offense. Like this is the boogeyman for the Ravens. They can't beat the Chiefs. They also still lost to the Bills, who lost in the playoffs. They really got out-coached and out-muscled by the Lions 2 weeks ago. Like, all the other elite teams that the Ravens think of themselves as kind of just went all around their defense and kind of shut down their offense. And like, you can't tell me that's not going to sit in their psyche.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, this is the type of thing that is going to stick with them, and there's the seed of doubt is there for them, I'm sure.
Yes,
and it's like when you don't have a history of overcoming that kind of thing, I mean, they just need to do it at some point.
I know this is a little bit of lazy analysis, but at some point it becomes true. The Ravens think, like the Cat Williams joke of like a Chrysler 300 looks like a Phantom till a Phantom rolls up. The Raven, you have to go, if you want to win the Super Bowl, there's 6 or 7 teams that like wear the Phantom. And like the Ravens, when you get the shit kicked out of you at some point on both units, and even if all the scores weren't awful, like they kind of got the crap kicked out of them after halftime week 1. You start to wonder if you're actually a Chrysler 300. Like that sleeps into your mind as a unit. And I think the Ravens are approaching that. You're 1-3. Like it is, I don't know. So it's That is a shocking outcome to lose.
Do you want to talk about a different mobile quarterback who might have a hamstring
You're
injury?
goddamn right. Okay.
He's been waiting for this so long.
I think the New York Giants are clearly in one way the biggest winner of the day because Jackson Dart looked awesome. Like the Chargers beat the Chargers 21-18. Dart looked good as a passer. He looked good as a runner. Like Dable looks smart for taking him. It's one game. Like I watched this game and I'm like, Jackson Dart is the future of my life. And I hope he, as Bill says, like, I hope Jackson Dart's in my life for 15 years. And then Malik Neighbors tore his ACL and the Giants are clearly also the loser of the day.
So fucking brutal.
They got 3 drives together.
Horrible.
Dart and Neighbors got 3 full drives together.
Yeah.
I'm like choking up.
Poor Heifetz.
He really is.
We felt so bad. We were watching in our Airbnb, and it was like the non-contact. Neighbors knew immediately. And
Heifetz was silent for a literal
just
30
horrible.
minutes. Yeah.
I just started Googling. I was like, I'll make this content. And I just started Googling the highest quality version I could find of Simba trying to wake up Mufasa. And I was like, get up, Malik. But no, but it was tough because the moment he went down and grabbed his knee, I was like, well, this is never, I'm not seeing him play for a year, am I?
Yeah. But Dart did look really good. He looked, what I like about Dart is he's so confident, borderline cocky. Even like in the interview after the game, he was like, he sat down in the presser and was like, hey, shout out Russell Wilson, man. This is probably a tough week for him, but like, he took it like a champ.
I love him.
I'm like, you're a rookie. What are you talking about? Russell Wilson is a Super Bowl. And he's like, yeah, tough week for Russ, but like, hey, respect to you. You took it like a champ.
I gotta say, I'm so sucked in by Dart.
He's like, this is my team.
Dart being into the Anakin Skywalker thing, I couldn't tell. I think between Abdul Carter loving Darth Vader and doing force chokes for sacks, and then Jackson Dart being obsessed with Anakin Skywalker.
A little lame.
Yeah, but
the Anakin Skywalker.
it's only lame if he loses. It's sick if you win.
I don't know if it is. I don't know.
Anyway, so Dart, just to go through it. So again, the Giants won 21-18 over the Chargers,
which is actually shocking.
Yeah, the Chargers were undefeated.
Absolutely shocking.
The Giants haven't beaten the Chargers while Jackson Dart was alive. They haven't beaten the Chargers since '98.
I mean, totally true. Incredible win. However, the Chargers are like a completely different team now.
So
Joe Hall got carted off. Their 2 best tackles, like 2 of the 10 best tackles in the league, were on the Chargers. They lost both of them. Rashawn Slater, before the season started, Joe Hall, they were actually down 3 offensive linemen. They're playing 3 backups. They look like the Chargers.
And that's against the
Giants have an elite defensive line.
Yeah. The Chargers look like, it was funny. Literally last week, we were like, the Chargers graduated from being the Chargers. They look like the old Chargers today. Herbert under pressure, getting the shit kicked out of them, struggling to move the ball down the field. Like they couldn't run the ball for a while until Hampton went. Like it looked like old shitty Chargers again. Mm-hmm. But I still have to give credit. The Giants played great.
So and the offensive tackles did not hinder Jackson Dart's performance or whatever. Like the Chargers offensive tackles are out, sure, but Dart played against the defense, and the Chargers defense has shredded everyone they've played, to be totally honest.
Good. Dart's good.
So Dart completed 13 of 20 passes, 111 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also ran 10 times for 54 yards and a touchdown. I know the yardage isn't incredible, but it was his first time he completed a lot of throws. You're gonna laugh. And it was different game. Jones had more yards, but I actually think it reminded me a lot of Daniel Jones's first start, which sounds like a dig. But everyone has the same way he did Derrick Henry's first 2 seasons when he was like whatever, been memory hold. Everyone's memory hold why everyone was excited about Daniel Jones, which was his rookie season was really good. His first start was really good. Jackson, this one reminded me a lot because I think as a passer, it was competent. He was cool. He was collected. I was impressed. There was 2 plays, 1 pass in particular. I think it was 3rd and 6. He was in his own end zone and he kind of rolled right and then motioned at the receiver to come back to him and then like found an off-schedule play in his own end zone. Didn't panic about a safety and he could have. And I was very happy. And again, the one part of Giants quarterback I've been excited about the last 5 or 6 years is like not having a statue like Eli. Like sometimes we can never go back to having a statue of Goff or whatever. And so it's nice to have that. But then the running, Dart, it's a powerful runner. Like the touchdown, he has good acceleration. Like the touchdown on the first drive was like touchdown up the gut. The acceleration's good. But he's bouncing off guys. He had this 2nd and 10, I think, where he just ran into a safety and just kept going through it. Ran for like 30 yards. And then he was feeling himself too much and he tried to like stiff arm punch a guy in the face with his throwing hand and keeled over. And I was like, calm down,
like,
kid.
Like slapped the guy in the head.
Yeah.
Maybe don't do that with your throwing hand.
Like, don't be Derrick Henry.
He's a little reckless. He's like almost too comfortable.
He looked like an idiot.
My like impression of Dart, I don't know why. I just feel like he doesn't seem cocky to me. He seems just kind of oblivious.
Yeah.
Or like aloof. Like he doesn't actually realize the gravity of the situation that he's in.
Which is kind of like an essential quality to really be.
He's just out there. He's just out there playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We also can't stress, like, when is the last time the Giants had a cool quarterback?
Dude, even Daniel Jones had honestly,
Daniel
the joke
Jones
was
not
he was
cool.
such a,
He was the opposite of cool.
literally he was named Danny Dimes because it was like ironic.
Get the end zone.
Oh yeah, so we got Cowboys Packers on right now because it's in Ireland, and honestly, this game started at 1:20 in the morning, so we really had to start. We couldn't wait for this game to end to start.
Oh, did he not get in
on the 1 yard line? I think. So I would say very encouraging start. Obviously, beating the Chargers is huge for the Giants, and the vibes are great, but he needs to do a better job of protecting himself. Clearly, like that play, he had to come out, and then I think he was checked.
So he keeled over
for a concussion,
and we were like, "Is it his hand injury? Is it his hamstring?" And they were like, "No, it's his head." And I was like,
"Here's the deal: Dayball will not protect him." Do you remember what Dayball did with Daniel Jones?
Dude, he almost got Daniel Jones murdered. We thought he was trying to get Daniel Jones hurt.
I mean, I think Dayball loves Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart.
Did you see loves his
after
job?
The game, they're like forehead to forehead, like they're taking engagement photos. They really, really love each other.
They're like in a field.
Yes, like it was like they're like we're
it's
pregnant.
Like golden hour somewhere. Yeah.
That's the no context guy is going to totally put on Instagram. That's I will say this. So Dante Koplowitz Fleming had this great stat that Jackson Dart's the first quarterback with a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and 50 plus rushing yards in his first career start since Tim Tebow. Who was really
that tweet is a journey.
But it really was like the best quarterback in the history of college football, Tim Tebow, if you think about it. So if you think about it, Jackson Dart, basically going to be a Hall of Famer.
Tim Tebow won a playoff game.
Versus the Steelers.
That's right. Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, he sure
did.
And
if Jackson Dart wins a playoff game versus the Steelers, that's a Super Bowl win.
That's right.
It's so facto.
I'm happy for you, Heifetz, and also sorry.
Dude, I got to tell you, Malik Neighbors is
horrific.
If you have Neighbors in your fantasy team, it's a black hole of agony. Like this is Neighbors. Also, it's just so talented. Right as Dart's coming in. Again, they had three full drives together.
Like it was like the second or third target he got in the game. Right?
And now it's like his Neighbor's gonna be full strength for next season, and like it's earlier in the season, but still like.
And then you start having questions like Neighbor's been hurt a couple times.
Neighbor's been hurt a lot.
Yeah, which is like. You hate to see that.
Neighbors had ankle injuries and concussions since week 3 of his rookie year, and toe injuries. Like there's a lot of nagging stuff.
Hope it doesn't turn into like a longer term
thing.
Well,
I mean, honestly, he got hurt 10 seconds in. Craig's like, Neighbors is Odell.
Yeah,
and I was like, fuck. Because like everyone, I think Odell became a meme. I don't think people remember. It's not just a catch. Maybe I can't tell if this is obvious or I'm a Giants fan, so I know this people forget. Odell literally had the most touchdowns through 50 games of anyone ever by like a lot.
He was electric. He was one of the best receivers I've ever seen.
Yes.
It was just
he was immediately fantastic.
More than Gronk, more than Randy Moss. Like, and then Odell had a high ankle sprain 2017. Basically broke his ankle 2017. He was never the same player. And I
mean, obviously, we're not there yet with Malik. But
no.
But it crosses your fucking mind.
Yeah. Right. You hope he comes back. And Dart to Neighbors has a chance to be one of the coolest quarterback receiver combos in the league. It's like you have Burrow and Chase. Dart's kind of swag and Neighbors is like the whole, it's pretty cool if Neighbors can be healthy. Plus Scattaboo, like the vibes could be really fucking awesome in New York.
Again, the Saints next week.
Saints next week, and then it's gonna be like Eagles, Broncos, Eagles. That's gonna be tough. So we'll see. But no, this was for a meaningless game for a team that won't make the playoffs about as full a range of emotions as I'll feel. Like watching the future with Dart, losing Neighbors is a lot. Beating the Chargers, there was just a lot going on.
Can we pivot to where the vibes are not awesome? I'm gonna go with a loser. My loser today is the Tennessee Titans, who lost 26-0 to the Texans.
Things are dark right now.
How many DK? How many touchdowns do you think the Titans have this year in 4 games?
1?
They have 3.
3.
They have 3 touchdowns in 4 games.
That's more than it feels like.
Which is in dead last. Yeah. The next lowest team is at 6. They had 0 red zone trips today. This year, the Titans, they have 44 drives this year. 7 of them got to the red zone, which is by far the worst in the league. 7 out of 44 drives just made it to the 20-yard line.
That's bad, especially
the Giants have 15. The Saints have 14. The Titans have 7 and 44 drives.
1 out of 6 is literally rolling a dice, basically. That's.
They missed 2 field goals today, but it was horrible. They have 3 touchdowns and 5 turnovers through 4 games. Cam Ward today, 10 for 26, 108 yards. I have been sticking to Ward is good. And I do believe that he has the arm talent. I kind of just think Brian Callahan needs to go, and he makes crazy mistakes every single week. And the team is clearly not great, but I still do believe, I think long-term in Ward, but this team is terrible. And like, I apologize for the Calvin Ridley recommendation. Like that's dead. I don't like maybe like down the road, but you can't play anybody in the Titans right now.
No, it's just a bad offense. And we were thinking
bad.
Cam Ward could like be a rookie quarterback who could have a good offense.
They can't get a first down.
No, you can't. It's just the ultimate.
Well, they don't have a run game. They're really sloppy, a lot of drops. Yeah.
Tony Pollard.
Lack of talent.
And we also, again, Bill Callahan, who's again, the Nepo dad, but really the offensive line coach who for 30 years has kind of like improved every offensive line he's been to. And this is the one where it's like, all right, well, kind of like Pete Carroll with the Raiders. It's kind of like, all right, maybe he's put him out to pasture. I don't know. But well, no, I'm just saying Brian Callahan. It's just like, maybe that was wrong. Okay, fine. I guess that was messed up.
Why is it? It's not. Wait, who are you talking about?
Bill Callahan.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he's.
I don't think it's his fault.
No, I don't. I agree.
Yeah,
it's honestly his son's fault. I think he'd rather take the blame than his son.
Well, I'm sure there's a lot of blame to go around, but like this is a hard watch right now. And
also, I don't want to let the Texans off the hook though. I know the Texans won 26-0. This game was 6-0.
I know. It's like
entering the fourth quarter.
I am not buying this as a revival of the Texans offense.
The Texans, the Titans played horrific, and the Texans were up 6-0. This was a game.
Horrible game.
Also, wait, I'm sorry. Can I read?
What we thought it would be, but then at the end it got away from.
Hold on, wait. This box score is worth. I actually want to read. This box score was absolutely stunning. It was too dark. I wanted when neighbors got hurt. I was gonna, as a joke, literally look into the sun, but it was too dark. So I wanted. This is the Texans Titans box score today to start the game. Missed field goal, punt, punt, missed field goal, punt. That was the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, those are the games that used to be overseas. You know, and they were like, "Why do you guys like this sport?" That took 4 hours.
That's globalization. Is the good games are getting exported, and then the bad games are in America.
Yeah,
I will say, I think the beginning of Cam Ward, obviously different players, different prospects from a like hype point of view and everything, but Cam Ward reminds me a lot of like Caleb Williams' rookie year, where hopeless and lost are feelings that come to your mind. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm with you. I think I still believe in him, but it is so bad, especially from a fantasy point of view. I mean, not especially. In addition to a fantasy point of view, the only quarterback in the league right now who's averaging fewer points than Cam Ward through 4 weeks is Joe Flacco, who had negative points today.
Like as somebody who starts Calvin Ridley and Tony Pollard every week, like I kept noticing, I was like, they're never near the end zone. Like I never see the end zone is never on the screen. You know, They're never close enough where I'm like, I hope they score because I can't even see the end zone ever.
Yeah. I can't even see it.
It's like the horizon.
You need to pan out.
I can't see
is the field curved or flat? I can't even tell.
Can't see it.
Do you think they can see it?
No. Cam Ward's never seen the end zone. It's a mirage.
Oh man.
It's like when you're driving and there's like a water on the road and you get closer, you're like, oh, that was just like the sun or something. What is that, by the way?
What?
It's
when you're driving, you see water and then it's not
heat
there
on the asphalt, right? Heat on the concrete.
It's like the water. It's like
heat.
I never learned that in school.
Heat
How is
waves
that possible?
or evaporation.
Yeah, you ever like when you look right above a fire, it like distorts your vision.
Yeah, but the road's not on fire.
But it's really fucking
heat
hot.
waves are going off of it.
Yeah.
They're reflecting off of it.
I know, but
like the black concrete.
I just feel like I'm amazed by. I just never learned that, and I just don't.
I don't think I ever learned that either. But
I think there's a lot of things we've established. We haven't learned a lot of things that probably.
Oh, so you can just see heat? What the fuck do you mean you can see heat? Anyway,
how much of cloud waves weighs?
1 billion pounds.
All right, we're gonna get to the rest of. We're gonna get to winners and losers. Well, I guess we did that, but we're gonna get to the rest of the awards. But first, the Ringer Fantasy Football Show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is changing the way you live bet football, and it starts with next drive SGPs. Now you can bet what's happening on the next drive. Will it end in a touchdown, a punt, a field goal? Then see the player stats you need, stack in player props, and build your bet exactly how you want it. And every NFL game day comes with a profit boost you can use on your next drive SGP so you can get more out of every play. Whether you're betting a drive, a player, or the next big moment, FanDuel makes live betting feel smarter, faster, and way more fun. Visit FanDuel.com/RingerFantasy to download the app today and bet the next drive your way. Must be 21 plus and present in select states or 18 plus and present in DC, Kentucky, or Wyoming. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. Time for It's So Over. We're so back. Craig, what was so over for you today?
This is why the category was created.
Yep.
Ashton Genty, who both qualified for It's So Over and We're So Back in the same game.
Yeah.
I was ready to call it. About a quarter into the game, I was ready. I was like in the ER, ready to be like time of death.
I think you actually literally were like, I'm getting close.
I was
to calling
I was
this.
like, we are minutes away from me ending this nightmare.
I can't feel pulse.
No.
Yeah.
The fourth down fumble, I was like, we are very close.
And it was an ugly fumble. The Raiders handed off to Genty. He got hit in the backfield.
There was like a 500-pound defensive lineman just like breathing over him,
flying. It wasn't just like a regular fumble.
Well, I kept joking the whole Giants game. I was like, so when are we going to admit Cam Scadaboo's better than Ashton Genty?
Oh, Heifetz,
and then DK got like old school angry at me, like really mad at me.
I did not. But I did say
you were
annoyed. You were annoyed. You brought it up 4 times.
Pissed is not the right word. I was
irked, peeved.
Yeah, maybe peeved.
Disgruntled.
Yeah, pissed is very different. I was pissed.
Okay, sorry.
Now I'm getting pissed. Yeah, Heifetz was. I think Heifetz actually genuinely in that moment, and he probably still does.
It changed the universe.
Very, very, literally and genuinely believes Cam Scadaboo is better than Ashton Genty, and he would rather have.
He was
Cam
riding
Scadaboo.
high.
Yeah.
And
I was like, objectively, that's false and wrong, and you're wrong.
And then they got in an argument where Heifetz was like, well, you can't say that objectively because you're basing that off your opinion.
He said, no, I think I'm objectively right.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh,
I was obviously
he was like, no, objectively, he's better. And Heifetz was like, well, that's your opinion. He's like, no, that's objective. He's like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
No, I was obviously doing a bit. I was like, objectively, he's better.
But then he like had what? Let's see here, 23 touches for 155 yards and 3 touchdowns.
He had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns at halftime.
I will say, the Raiders won today. Oh, wait, no, the Bears won 25-24. Cam Scadaboo won today.
I mean, details.
Ashton Genty lost the
Genty
game. Probably because he fumbled.
Running back 1 on the day, 32 fantasy points, had 160 yards, 3 touchdowns. I want to say, I was not ready to write him off officially because I thought he sucked. I was just like, the Raiders situation, this whole thing is untenable. It's over.
We also have to set the scene here, and I wish we had set the scene of like when we're talking about the vibes. The vibes in Genty were so bad that this morning, Carlos, who's here with us in Dublin, and you know, I guess people haven't listened to what we're putting out Wednesday yet, but Carlos of Not Impressed with Guinness fame after being in Ireland for 4 days. And Carlos turns to us and is like, you know, I got Ashton Genty. This is before the game today, Steelers-Vikings. He's like, I got Ashton Genty and Kenneth Gainwell. And I'm really thinking about benching Genty for Gainwell. And we all kind of paused and we were like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't bet Ashton Genty. And then Kenneth Gainwell goes and scores 31 points in full PPR. Kenneth Gainwell goes and has 2 touchdowns and 125 yards. We're like, oh my God, I can't believe that. Jackie, during the game, texted us.
Carlos was so mad
Jackie,
the whole game.
Jackie also went to Jackie got a ticket. We were in the press box. Jackie got a ticket.
Jackie?
Was in the stands. Oh, sorry, my fiance.
Oh.
Jackie came. She was here with us in Ireland. Jackie texted us and says, thank God I benched Genty for Kenneth Gainwell.
Which is like insane that we knew two people who are on this trip with us had that exact same dilemma.
They didn't even know they both had the same decision. And we were like, what are the odds of that?
Well, it just shows you dark times for Ashton Genty if you're thinking about Kenneth Gainwell.
And the odds that those 2 people ended up being the top 2 running backs in the entire day is why fantasy football is ridiculous.
Well, do you know why it happened?
Because they scored 5 touchdowns combined?
No. I mean, why Ashton Genty's awesome again?
The stance.
He changed his stance back to the Michael Myers, like creepy,
psycho
just,
killer.
Like, arms straight by his side,
oh my
standing
God.
straight up before the snap.
He looks like someone just told him that dinosaurs can't see movement.
I think this is like the truest example of look good, feel good, play good.
Yes.
Like, they tried to change his stance. He's like, this doesn't feel right.
No,
I can't
change
it. I can't run like this.
And for some reason, that just like opened up holes on the Raiders' offensive line. I have no idea.
He has bounce in his step again.
He kind of can't be tackled.
No, he looked like he was made out of cement. He was throwing guys off his shoulders. He was ripping through arm tackles.
I don't know if this makes any sense, but I took skiing lessons a couple of years ago in Park City, and I've never skied before, and it's really hard for me. kind of tall. I'm lanky. I've never skied before. And the center of gravity thing is real when you learn how to ski. I remember like 9-year-olds just crushing me down the bunny slope because they're like
so demoralizing.
They're like little and they're compact and they're in their little like
they're like Jackson Dart. They don't know what to be afraid of.
Can't be moved.
No balls.
Honestly, that's what Genty feels like to me. He's like a little skier, just like banging into things.
You can't knock him over.
No, you can't.
It's like
this
bland.
kid just coming down the mountain. I do think you're right. And also, we did on last week's episode talk about Ashton Genty as a buy low, basically because we didn't think it could get that much worse. And like basically everyone who had him was, again, thinking about benching for Kenneth Gainwell, which weirdly ended up being a good idea and then a bad idea. But the point, and I wish we had been a little clearer about this because we kept talking about all the yards before. I wish I had been clear about it. We kept talking about how Ashton Genty had all these yards before contact. And he was getting hit at the line of scrimmage and was
like
last
negative yards before contact.
Yes, negative yards before contact. And I wish I had been clear about saying, but the few times he has gotten a hole,
he looks great.
He's broken tackles. And I wish we had honestly been even clearer as saying, if they open up holes, he looks fine. I guess we did mention the Derrick Henry-ish of like when he gets holes, he looks awesome. And even in the first half of this game, I was joking, he had one good run, and we were joking that I can't wait for him to join a different team in 4 years and then like lead the NFL in 2,000 yards and get an offensive player of the year. And then the second half, it just kind of happened. But yeah, he looks like a player that went in the top 10 in the draft, and we didn't even blink an eye about him running back. Maybe the Bears suck.
So Cam Scadaboo for Genty straight up. What are you saying?
No, I'm too dug in on the. I'm Scadaboo. I can't lose Scadaboo. He's like a member of my family. Right. I can't even.
Of course.
Yeah. He's like, David Carr kept being like, my brother's the MVP.
He said something like he'll go down as the most important player to any team ever.
Yeah. That's how I feel about Scadaboo.
All right.
Genty's going to go and like win Super Bowls. And I'm going to be like, I think Scadaboo should have gone sixth. DK, speak of rookie running backs though, DK.
Yeah.
Give us another, we're so back this week.
I mean, Omar and Hampton.
We're so back.
Great.
We're so back.
Obviously,
we never left. I never left.
I didn't leave, but I was worried about the usage, and it seemed like they were actually going in the wrong direction for a little while there with Najee Harris and the way that they were trusting him and wanting to use him. And then, of course, so in fantasy football, this happens a lot. Like a little bit of luck, obviously, and obviously not luck. Yeah, you know what I mean. Not saying luck.
Thank God Najee Harris had the fireworks thing and the tore his Achilles.
Unlucky for Najee.
One injury away from being good.
But when I say luck, I mean for the people who are really depending on Omar and Hampton to like have big numbers. That was lucky. Yeah, I'm the only one. Yeah.
I know you.
But anyway, yeah, he was awesome today. But more importantly, he had incredible usage because Najee Harris is now out for the season. They are relying on him as their clear-cut workhorse back. And over the last 2 weeks, he is the number one running back in fantasy football.
Like he just like can't be tackled. He's so big, strong. He's got like the Saquon thighs. He had a 20-yard run today that I think he broke.
I mean, he looks like a little bit like DK Metcalf when he gets going.
Yeah, you just like he's like Deebo Samuel. Like he's a torpedo
monster.
Yeah.
There was the run he had where there were two runs that were incredible. One was the really long touchdown.
No, the other one, the 20, 25-yard run, you got to look that up. He literally broke like 9 tackles.
It reminded me of this. There's a scene in The Incredibles where Mr. Incredible, there's like all these black blobs that are being shot at him. And it's like a...
They always remind me of Boba.
Yeah. Yes. Honestly, it's like if Boba's had like black mold or whatever. Yeah. And it's just being shot. And it looked like that scene where he was Mr. Incredible. And he got like way further than they ever realized anyone could get.
Yeah, there's only a few running backs who kind of have that ability. Like Marshawn Lynch was like that, where it's just like you're just like throwing people off of you as you're running. And Marion Hampton has that.
Marshawn Lynch had that kind of strength where that story that his mom would tell that like she actually the doctor told her that she had twins. And that Marshawn Lynch absorbed the other twin. Yeah. And he was like, man, you may have an exceptionally strong baby. And you're like, I believe that.
It's an actual superhero origin story, for real.
And Hampton, you're like, I wonder if that happened with him too.
I think Hampton and Genty both have that quality. And my way of always explaining it is just looks like they're made out of cement. Like people just can't. They just bounce off of you.
I think this is the key point though. And we talked about this when we were watching these games earlier today. And I think it's important to say on the show. The reason this is important right now about Genty being back and Omarion Hampton being back is that if you drafted these guys, you were kind of like, what the fuck, for like somewhere between 1 and 3 weeks, especially with Genty till like, honestly, I don't know, 6 hours ago. And you were really mad. And Craig made the point the teams that win the championship don't always like start looking great
in fantasy.
In fantasy.
Yeah.
Or if the Ravens win the Super Bowl,
the guy who's 5-0 never wins.
It's almost kind of disconcerting to start out hot.
Yeah, 100%.
You're just like,
well, if you're 4-0, it's great.
Real.
But the point being,
you actually have like a legit great.
When I look at my teams this year, I think I have like 10, and I looked at teams, and I had one of the.
You have 10 teams?
Well, including Dynasty, but yeah, I know it's too many. I know it's upsetting. But the one where I was like, if I had to pick which one of these is going to be like the best in week 17, it was the one that was like 1 and 2.
I know it is weird.
Because I had like Hampton, and I'm like,
always match. Like this is the best roster, but like it's not like producing right now. But yeah, you want to peak later in the year. It's like in March Madness. Right. It's like you want the team that's like wins the conference tournament before they go in. Like that's the team you want to bet on.
And so, if you have Genty or you have Hampton, or maybe possibly both, and you listen to us about taking rookies, and your record's 1 and 3 or 2 and 2, but you won today, like.
Just hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
Hunker down.
If you stayed with kept the faith. It's over, we're so back. I want to say we're so back again to special teams. Mm-hmm. The NFL special teams, the Eagles blocked a punt like immediately. The Patriots returned a punt for a touchdown. The Lions returned a punt for a touchdown. Vikings blocked a field goal in this game, which almost mattered a lot. I mean, that would have been a total game changer. The Bears blocked the Raiders field goal with 33 seconds left. Again, the Raiders basically won. The Bears basically won on a walk-off, more or less, field goal block on the Raiders that really seemed to kind of reap Pete Carroll's soul. He looked really dead, and he looked really upset.
He had like around his eyes, it was like a little extra red. He wasn't looking hot.
I think Pete losing on a special teams play killed him a little inside. I don't know if he'll be the same. That was tough.
No, he'll bounce back.
The Jaguars,
he's young.
But honestly, the most impressive one of all the special teams ones was the Jaguars return a punt for a touchdown. I think it was Parker Washington.
Yep.
And Thomas Morstead,
dude, he was striding it out.
Is the Niners punter? Kind of almost caught him.
I couldn't stop watching it. It was like DK Metcalf chasing down Buda Baker.
Yeah, it really
legitimately. There's
that,
how old is Thomas Morstead?
Well, I was going to ask you this. How old do you, on that, again,
on principle, every punter to me is 35 plus.
Right. How old do you think Thomas Morstead is?
Single bar.
Who, again, basically raced him in a 40-yard dash.
They've all been
you could tell me he's 25. He is 35 too.
He basically raced him in a 40-yard dash.
He's like a long strider.
But whereas he was backward and the other guy was at full speed, and then turned around and lost 1 yard over 40 yards. It was close.
Yeah, he literally lost 1 yard over 40. Like it was really, really impressive. Maybe the play of the day somehow.
Thomas Morstead is 39 years old.
Get out of here.
Which almost makes me be like, is Parker Washington slow? Thomas Morstead
a freak of nature and we don't know it?
Morstead, I mean, these punters are crazy. Brad Wing, who was the Giants punter a while ago, is like a bodybuilder. Like these guys, like they're athletes. But yeah, Thomas Morstead, I was kind of blown away.
Dude, I can't even actually remember. Punters don't.
He didn't catch him.
They don't usually run the game.
Still, he lost like
Jaguars won the game
because close.
Ironically, the Jaguars kind of won the game because of the punt return, but he didn't get him. But I was kind of blown away. I gotta find the
video. I'm gonna tweet it every day for a week.
He was striding it out.
Born in 1982.
How big is he?
Ran a 4.88.
He seems tall. Was he tall?
He ran a 4.88.
He's 6'4". He's a gazelle out there.
He was probably the best high school athlete his town has ever seen.
Oh yeah,
oh my God, 100%. Dude, he was taking the 2009 NFL draft.
I can't. Go check that out. Go to my Twitter. I'm gonna be promoting Thomas Morstead's best play of the day.
Craig, who else is back this week?
Well, one more. We're so back, dude. The Falcons, Penix, London, Pitts. The gang is back together. Yeah. They had one bad week where they scored 0 points against the Panthers. We don't acknowledge it. I refuse.
Well, they had a kind of a bad week before that too.
Well,
was it? They finished dead last.
I'm not factoring that into my model.
Sure.
But Penix was good today. He had one bad pick, but outside of that, played really well. Mm-hmm. Drake London, 100 yards, touchdown. Bijan Robinson, 175 yards, touchdown. Kyle Pitts, 70 yards, touchdown.
Pitts actually looks good again.
You know what I noticed about Pitt?
Pitts?
He seems happy.
He's having fun again.
I swear to God, Kyle Pitts' body language is different this year. He scored a touchdown and he gave like this lion's roar. He was so happy. He has not looked like that for the last 4 seasons. Like he's happy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's because he's
healthy. Right.
Yes.
Well, also maybe, again, I do think Pitts, we are such idiots sometimes. Like, we are like, this guy's, and I understand that.
I got Pitts in 2 of my 3 leagues this year, baby. We're cooking over here.
Pitts had the Terry McLaurin experience.
I benched Pitts this week.
Yeah, but the vibes on your bench are so good.
Bench vibes are crazy.
Yeah. Dude.
You're feeling great about next week.
Look at the Knicks. Pitts had the Terry McLaurin experience without the Terry McLaurin character reputation, so no one felt bad for him. People were just mad, like, you were supposed to be good, you ruined my team, fuck you. But in reality, he had Desmond Ridder, he had, my God, he had Marcus Mariota,
Heineke,
who quit on the team. He had Taylor Heineke, who's just a total journeyman. Towards MCL. Like, he had, again, Kirk Cousins was good, and then Kirk Cousins got injured and couldn't move and was the worst quarterback in the NFL, and then he fell off. And, like, it was so obvious that Penix, even though he's raw as a real quarterback, like, Penix is still by far, like, this is the best player fitted. Because Kyle Pitts is still kind of a deep threat wide receiver. Sure. Like, he's a downfield guy, and Penix is pushing. What was Penix's yards per completion today?
He had 20 completions for like 320 yards.
Yeah. I'm looking it up right now. So on the season, Penix is... Let's see. Hold on.
He's yucking the ball. He had 20 completions for 300.
And that works for Pitts. That hasn't been the case for Kirk Cousins and Mariota. No. Like, these guys can't. They don't have the physical ability to do.
This week he was the third highest yards attempted air yards per attempt. So basically, like how vertical you're going. This week it was third most in the NFL. And then I think in the prior 2 weeks, it was one of the lowest. He just wasn't passing the ball at all. Mm-hmm. Like, the thesis behind him and the whole reason you take him is because he attacks downfield. He's aggressive. He's decisive. But they had that part of their offense was completely lost over the last couple of weeks.
And also, again, Pitt's the kind of player he is. He's exactly who Marcus Mariota and Desmond Ridder and hobbling Kirk Cousins cannot participate. Like Heineke, these guys can't get, and Penix can. So I think it's legit. This whole conversation's an exercise in patience. Genty, I think Caleb playing better. Pitts, Quentin Johnson. Like, we just kind of need to chill sometimes. Drake London. So yeah, I am become death Oppenheimer Award for players who went nuclear.
I want to shout out Bucky Irving. This guy fucks. He's the best. He's like, the way he runs. Actually, I'm gonna combine this with another one that we do, which is sometimes it's Tom Brady quotes. We haven't really done it lately because he hasn't done a whole lot this year that was like notable. He's
better, unfortunately. He's not good, but he's not like a joke.
He's been working out in the offseason.
You can't force it.
Yeah. But I think this is actually really applicable because the way that Bucky Irving runs is very unique. It's like he's always sort of prancing, tiptoeing around, like avoiding guys. Like, he's very fast and explosive, but he's elusive. And he just has quicker feet to change direction and make guys miss than most other running backs. Like, the way he can stop his feet really quickly and change direction.
He takes more steps.
Yeah, 100%. And today Tom Brady said, and people were talking about this, he's so twitchy and on the balls of his feet. If Bucky Irving had Doritos on his heels, they would never break. I thought of you immediately.
Okay.
If he had Doritos on his heels, they would never break. Because he's always
on his toes?
Yeah.
Okay. He didn't. Somebody wrote that for him, right? There's no way he just thought of that.
Like, you think Tom Brady's eating a Dorito?
So yeah, he definitely didn't think of that himself.
How many Doritos do you think Tom Brady's eaten in his life?
Tom Brady, I will say, I feel like the off season, I think Tom likes to have a little fun. We saw him drunk with the trophy. Remember that?
That was when he won a Super Bowl at 41 without Bill Belichick.
He's won a lot of Super Bowls. You know what I mean? Like, shit.
Yeah. It's like every weekend.
Yeah. I think Tom's a good time in the offseason.
I think he was so fucked up because that was the only time he drank in a year.
He hasn't had a carb since the 90s.
I haven't had a carb since 2003.
Right.
This is what I live with every day.
Anyway, back to Bucky Irving real quick.
Okay.
15 carries for 63 yards. He had a 70-something yard touchdown catch. Yep. 5 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown. He is the RB8 on the season. And I only think that's going to get better as hopefully Tristan Wirfs coming back and hopefully the offensive line starts to solidify a little bit because they've been really struggling to run block this year. But Irving in the NFL right now is 5th in scrimmage yards per game or among running backs.
Yeah, Bucky's great.
He's just awesome. And he just had a couple of runs today where I'm like, damn, this guy's so fucking good.
My Oppenheimer nuclear guy who went nuclear guy is Puka Nacua for the Rams. I mean, the Rams
he's doing okay this year.
Yeah, he's doing pretty good. So I mean, the Rams beat the game. It was a pretty good game, but the Rams beat the Colts 27-20. And I mean, man, Puka in fantasy. I mean, it's funny when you're the number one receiver on the season so far, and then you also end up being the number one receiver on the week. So I mean, classic Puka game: 13 catches, 170 yards, touchdown. Went to the locker room early, number one receiver in the week.
Yeah,
I think if you go to the locker room and come back, you should get an extra, like a point, like a bonus in fantasy.
okay.
Well, do you lose a point if you go to the locker room for the energy and get it back if you come back?
You get
you put me through that.
You lose one, but you get two. Because I think there should be. I want to give people hope when their player goes to the locker room. I want them to think, well, if he comes back, like maybe this will be a good thing. Maybe I could get more points from this. Puka would be even better then because he's
scoring. To add like extra 5 points a game.
PPLV, points per locker room visit. I don't know, PPLRV.
It's fine. PPLV.
I can't.
Because Puka's like otherwise it's kind of a miserable experience where every game you're like, is he bleeding? What muscle is hurt? Is he concussed?
Pay-per-view. It's point per visit.
Point per visit.
There we go.
I kind of like it.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
No, Puka would. I mean, his lead would be
out
even
of his
larger.
mind right now. Like he's going full Cooper Kupp. He's catching like 13 passes a game. The whole offense revolves around him. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
So Puka right now is averaging over 22 points per game.
That's right around what Kupp did in his Triple Crown year.
Last year, Jamar Chase won the Triple Crown. He averaged almost 20 points a game.
Wow.
Under 20, 19.9.
Yeah.
So he's actually just going.
Puka's an example of you might be 4-0 if you have Puka, and the question is just like, can Stafford and Puka keep it up for the whole season? Like it's just like a health thing. It's like Puka just takes so many hits. He has no sense. It's like Jackson Dart. He still has no sense of self-preservation. But
my Oppenheimer Award, I want to combine it with the debutante ball for the player maturing in front of our very eyes.
How horrific.
Woody Marks. Rookie on the Texans, the running back.
He looked great.
They beat the Titans 26-0 today. And let me tell you, Woody Marks, the Texans run game situation is a mess. It was like Nick Chubb, Daria Gumbawale. It was Damian Pierce going to be the guy. They had this 5th-round rookie, Woody Marks, who was like kind of only a receiving guy. Could he be involved? He officially took over today. He was the RB4 on the week, 26 points. He had 21 touches in this game. He played 60% of snaps. But more importantly,
why was Chubb? He didn't get banged up during the game?
I don't believe
because
so.
Woody is clearly
way better.
Way more juice.
Yeah, and what I want to say,
he makes Chubb look like slow motion.
Totally.
Right.
The most important stat to me that I looked up, he played 51% on first and second downs in snaps. So it's like he was not just like the third down guy that they're mixing in. He's already he played more on first and second down than Chubb did. And it's week 4, and this is a 5th-round rookie. So it's like we've talked about him last week for the waivers episode. We're going to bring him up again at the end of this episode. But I do think he looked great today. And he clearly is the best running back on the Texans and will be. And he's a great receiving back. And I actually thought he pass protected very well, which really matters. That's why a lot of young rookie running backs don't play. So he just seems like an early gem of the fantasy season.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I totally agree. Especially the Texans offense doesn't suck. And again, I think the Woody Marks thing might be a little bit of a trap because there's a chance you probably didn't play him today. You'll play him next week. And then you'll remember, the Texans offense kind of sucks. They had 6 points against the Titans team through 3 quarters that could not move the ball into Texans territory. So having said that, he's a starting running back and you have him on your team. So if you have Woody Marks, he looks great. So next up here, we got Fart or Shart.
America's favorite segment.
Daniel. What's up?
Daniel Kelly.
Stop asking me.
I won't.
It's the same answer.
What do you mean? It's always a fart? Well, okay, this guy's been farting all goddamn season. One of them is going to cause a stain. AJ Brown.
He needs to adjust maybe he's lactose intolerant. What are those things you take, Heifetz?
Lactates.
Yeah, AJ Brown needs a fantasy lactate.
Lactate is the difference between a fart or a Shart, honestly.
Yeah.
that's true.
We need to get him some fantasy lactate.
Lactate.
The Eagles win 31-25 today over the Bucs. Eagles scored 31 points. You'd probably be excited about that for Mr. AJ Brown.
Yeah.
Wrong. 2 catches, 7 yards. This man has 2 games this year with 1 point. We've only played 4 games. 2 of them he has 1 point in. Another one he had 5. He had the 120-point game where he was mad. They fed him the ball. And the targets, whatever. I guess technically Jalen Hurts threw to him like 9 times. I don't care. He has no points this year. He's unstartable. He's one of the worst wide receivers in fantasy football right now. So today, 2 catches, 7 yards.
Fart.
DK.
Fart.
3 farts in 4 weeks?
Yeah.
What did he eat? Tell him, look at me and tell me why this is happening. What's going on?
Look at me.
I've never had AJ Brown in fantasy. I always thought he was awesome, and every year he's awesome.
I guess the question
is what's going on? The Eagles are 4-0.
Variance. Bad luck.
That's not what's happening.
Dallas Goedert has like 5 touchdowns this year. Do you think he's the best fucking receiver on their team?
Maybe.
No, he's not.
He's the best one in fantasy.
You think it's going to keep going that way?
It's been a month, and he's bad.
He had one good game.
Right.
So it's been 3 weeks.
One good game.
Eagles are undefeated.
Okay,
Eagles 4-0.
Well, okay, so what are you suggesting? That you want to sit him next week then?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I still think he's one of the best receivers in the NFL, and he had 9 targets today. It's bad luck.
Okay, so with that note, I have a new segment.
That was not what I wanted.
I have a new segment here.
You won't even look at me.
I have a new segment here. It's called 2 wide receivers on Washington Commanders who outscored AJ Brown and a lie.
Yeah.
All these players are on Washington.
Great. Look at McCaffrey for sure.
Well, I'll just name all 4. I mean, obviously Debo's there, but that's a free space. So I'll give you. So here 3, and I'm not counting Debo or Luke McCaffrey.
Oh,
these are 3 other Washington wide receivers, 2 of which outscored AJ Brown. And
well, it's not hard to outscore. I almost outscored AJ Brown.
All right, so
I almost did technically.
Okay, Chris Moore, Jalen Lane.
Don't know who that is.
Tay Martin.
Don't know who that is.
Jalen Lane's a good special teams player. He's really making a difference. Chris Moore, Jalen Lane, Tay Martin. 2 of these guys did outscore.
I don't think I've heard the name Chris Moore in a really long time. So I'll say Chris Moore is the fake. Or they all did.
Chris Moore did not outscore AJ Brown. But Tay Martin did, as did Jalen Lane.
Tay Martin had 1 catch for 14 yards, and he outscored AJ Brown.
Double the yardage. 14 yards is twice as many yards as AJ Brown had.
Okay.
You know what? No. I know what this smugness is.
I'm gonna
you don't have AJ Brown.
I'm going to trade you AJ Brown.
Smugness. What are you talking about? Smugness.
You're like, you don't give a shit.
I'm not being smug about this.
But you were really mad that Omarion Hampton.
Flippant.
You were thrilled that Najee Harris tore his Achilles. You're like, thank God for that luck. It's because you have Omarion Hampton.
You're not even in this league with me, and I'm still going to trade you AJ Brown.
I have AJ Brown in several leagues.
Well, of course, we have everybody in several leagues.
Who would you play if you are, DK, if you're 0-4, if you're 0-4.
DK's so tired.
I know. If you're 0-4.
What do you want me to say? What actually do you
would
want
you
me
play
to say?
Wan'Dale Robinson?
He sharted.
Thank you.
There you go. Just say it.
Just fucking say it already.
Tell the truth.
Fine, he sharted, but I don't think you should drop him.
That's not what
no
Shart
one
means.
fucking said drop him.
What does Shart mean then?
Would you play Wan'Dale Robinson?
Shart means you're done with him.
Shart
forever.
means this is a real problem.
He had 9 targets.
That we got to
today.
figure out as a team.
He was 8th in the NFL in targets today.
You need a plan.
Do I get points per target?
No, but it's indicative of how he's being used in offense, and therefore things are going to even out.
You want to
eventually.
know how he's being used in the offense? 68% of his targets are less than 10 air yards, which is way higher than every other year. They're not throwing him the ball deep. What do you guys say about that?
It'll change. Things will change.
Okay. Yeah, they're 4-0.
Or maybe they won't. I don't know, Craig. I can't see the fucking future.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, I think we all need a break. Get some air. This episode is brought to you by American Eagle. I've got some hot picks for you guys. You heard it here first. American Eagle just launched the 2nd drop of their exclusive limited edition collab with True Colors by Travis Kelce, and I'm pretty excited to see what new styles are out now, from incredibly comfy graphic tees to cool jackets to vintage inspired rugby sweatshirts. I just know you're going to find something fresh for your wardrobe. Not only that, but American Eagle also has so many new arrivals that just dropped, from trending jean fits to cozy flannels to luxuriously soft sweaters and more. You can check it all out at ae.com or just head to the store.
When you said I've got some hot picks for you guys in the
I know.
American Eagle read, I was like, oh, are you recreating the Sidney Sweeney campaign? What's going on?
I literally have to read it verbatim.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm excited to see what you have in store for me. A
A
calendar, perhaps.
If they let us have fun with these ads, we could rock it. But man.
We could rock it.
But it'd be fun if we kept that. I know we shouldn't.
I wanted to keep the hot picks thing. I thought we were
doing the show? Yeah. Fuck it, keep that too. Can we mess with the ads? Can we do that?
No. Well, the ad was done. And then I was yeah, that was done.
He was riffing.
I was riffing. We were back in. I thought it was funny. You said,
let's keep it. That's funny.
You said, I've got some hot picks for you guys for American Eagle. And I was like, oh.
Keep it.
Thought about this Sidney Sweeney campaign.
Hot picks, yeah.
Which was...
Are we keeping this?
We haven't said anything bad.
Whatever, yeah, keep it. No, that's fine.
You're being smug over here.
Yes.
You're mad I said you were smug. You were being smug.
You were mad I said you were pissed. Well, we can't say anything about you. So sensitive.
No.
Dika's got some hot picks for us.
You can't just go around calling people mad all the time.
You're not smug. You're not pissed.
Okay,
no. He's not upset. Don't put it on the internet. He's upset.
TK, do you have any intrusive thoughts after today?
No.
Smug.
No.
Yeah, I do actually.
I wrote one down for you. You said,
Yeah.
I actually said this out loud.
My.
You were watching one of the, what just
Matthew
happened?
Golden just got annihilated.
We're still watching the middle of the Packers-Cowboys game because, again, we couldn't wait till 4 a.m. to start the show. It's 13-2, by the way. The Cowboys returned an extra point for 2 points, which is just incredible.
Yeah.
But we were watching the late slate, and DK was watching probably like Niners Jags or something was going. I guess Thomas Morstead was chasing down a Jaguars punter.
Take your eyes off of it, yeah.
And then Gino threw a pick, and DK looks over and says, and I wrote it down, quote, "Did Gino throw a pick? Man, he's kind of bad."
He literally was like, Gino's kind of bad.
And then you said, and I quote, "I spent all summer thinking the Seahawks made a quarterback downgrade. Maybe I was wrong."
I mean, the dude can't stop fucking turning the ball over. Yeah. Just he needs to stop this immediately. But like it is actually a problem each and every week. It's like Pete Carroll hates turnovers. Absolutely abhors turnovers.
We need a word.
Abhors.
Yeah.
Gino had 3 interceptions in a game the Raiders lost by 1 point. And there needs to be a word for when the margin of you lost by is you had more turnovers. Like that is the definition. That's the most winnable game there is in the NFL or in any level of football. You had more turnovers than points you lost by.
Gino now has 7 turnovers in the season, which is second only to Joe Flacco.
The Raiders are bad. He threw for 117 yards today. You can't have 117 yards and 3 picks.
Here's the thing though. I acknowledge that Gino's played poorly, but also like less than a year ago, we were watching Gino go toe to toe with the Lions offense on like Thursday football game. And I'm like, I saw him play so well so recently. You know who's just gone completely under the radar this season? What the fuck is up with Chip Kelly and this offense?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Chip Kelly is just coaching the Raiders offense. I don't want to pretend to have like a great understanding of what the hell he's trying to do. I understand the personnel in the Raiders is tough. Like the Raiders
protection hasn't been good.
The protection has been good. The offensive line's bad. Like it's easy to criticize from our we're recording this from in Dublin. I will say though, like I understand the offensive line again. They could not block last year, but just Chip Kelly, it was like cool to be like, Chip Kelly, he's a coach. And then the offense is awful and no one brings him up. It's like Gino's fault. I'm like, I don't know.
No one's ever really said his name this year. I can't remember last time someone said his name. Gino has been pressured 57 times this season, which is 29th among all quarterbacks. So it's obviously, and he's been pressured at a 40% rate. So obviously there's a lot of issues.
Part of that's him, but
it's the same reason Heifetz thinks that Ashton Genty's worse than Cam Scadaboo. So obviously there's an environment issue here, but he needs to please stop doing this for my sake.
No, it's just random. It's fine. It's just bad luck.
But isn't it nice? Doesn't it make you feel good about the Seahawks getting rid of him?
Doesn't it make me feel good?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel good about where these two teams are now. Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you feel way worse if Gino was like the MVP candidate right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like hypothetically, if your team had like cut the quarterback because he was doing so poorly because he won like, I don't know, 2 of the last 15 games and then went to this other team in like Indiana or somewhere and then just like won 3 games and everyone was obsessed with him. Like that would probably make you feel hypothetically kind of shitty.
I think what I really feel the most is that I've been very impressed with Sam Darnold and that's cool and great.
Would you say you're pissed about Gino?
Smug?
It took a second.
Craig,
you know what actually is like the worst? It's like when people accuse you of being mad and then you can't say anything about it.
Yeah, totally.
It is actually the worst thing.
Dude,
I'm not mad.
Well, you guys were like, Heifetz, you argue a lot. You disagree with people a lot. And I'm like,
you eat pieces of shit for breakfast?
Yes, I do.
Are you mad again? No.
You're right.
Oh, Matthew Golden running back.
Is Matthew Golden running the wrong way? Motherfucker, make me look stupider. God damn it, Matthew.
My intrusive thought is that Quentin Johnson is just the best receiver on the Chargers and that we have to listen to what these teams are telling us. We have to listen to what Justin Herbert is telling us.
This isn't even an intrusive thought. You believe this?
Yes. Well,
well, at this point,
you can believe an intrusive thought.
At this point,
it's
like
fully.
I want you two to believe it.
You're preaching the choir.
You keep acting like we're not. I think we're at the point where we have to ask whether Quentin Johnson is just like the best pick you could have made at receiver in September, or is he just going to be like maybe one of the 3 or 4 single best picks you could have made in all of fantasy football this year? Because like we're in that conversation with Quentin Johnson. Like he's a top 5 receiver in fantasy football. You got him outside probably the top 100.
You just
about as good as it does.
Say that again. He's the wide receiver 4 in the league.
And the people ahead of him are Puka Nacua, Amon-Ra, Roma Dunze, and Quentin Johnson, and then Mecca Ibuka and Njigba. for Seattle. I will say it would have been pretty. You really, really, really easily could have had a team where you had a Dunze, Johnson, and Ibuka, at least two of those guys.
Yeah,
like pretty effortlessly. So if you just kind of gone in on first round picks that had different situations,
I definitely agree with Craig that I don't think Quentin Johnston is going away. He's actually playing very well,
right,
for the most part.
Yeah, I'm worried about Ladd.
Would you say he's objectively better than Ladd McConkey?
No, I wouldn't say that.
Would you say he's subjectively better than Ladd McConkey?
Sure. Okay. He's objectively scoring more points than Ladd McConkey.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Almost 3 times as much.
Yeah.
Can I give you?
You didn't need to add that on.
Can I give you one more intrusive thought I had today? I actually was thinking about AJ Brown and how like he gets mad when he doesn't catch enough passes, even though they win. I think that's fine. I think it's okay to be upset.
Even when you're winning.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I think it's okay to be upset when you don't have a great game and your team wins.
Well, the thing I think about a lot with AJ Brown, I think this is going to come out during the season because I wish I had the quote in front of me, but he said something fascinating. I'm obsessed by the rigors of like a championship put you through and like how losers of a Super Bowl feel because it's just a crazy situation. And AJ Brown described after winning the Super Bowl, he said something, he went to his locker and he basically was like, put his head in his hands and he was like, I felt nothing. And I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't never heard nobody say that about winning a Super Bowl. Like, I have never heard anyone say I felt nothing about winning a Super Bowl. And like, I've heard people say I felt empty 3 or 4 days later. Mm-hmm. He was like at the locker. Even Aaron Rodgers is like, was the best moment of my entire life.
Right, because Rodgers did say like, wow, that's all there is, huh?
Tuesday, I was like, what? That's it? McVay is like, Tuesday, that's it. AJ Brown's like 10 minutes later, but he didn't have a great game. And he was, and I thought that was because like he felt that way in the Super Bowl. He had the whole season to work on it, and now he's getting less of the offense.
Like I think, intrusive thought. If I'm a receiver or whatever, and I'm in the Super Bowl, and the options are, I have 210 yards and 3 touchdowns, and we lose by 3, or we win the Super Bowl and I have 0 catches. I honestly think I might take the former.
No fucking way. No
it's an intrusive thought.
Oh, like, intrusive thought? Yeah,
like,
that's fine.
Part of me is like, you know what? Then you're the hero of the team. Everyone's like, it wasn't Craig's fault. Craig was incredible. Remember that Super Bowl? My God.
So you're saying Julio Jones would rather have had the 28-3 Super Bowl where he quietly had one of the best performances in the history of the NFL, but lose, than had no catches and the Falcons win by 40.
Yeah, that's my intrusive thought.
Julio Jones, if you were listening, can you settle this for us?
And I think receiver is the perfect position.
Yeah, that
because they're psychologically, receivers have more in common with basketball players than like offensive linemen because you need the ball.
Yeah,
and frankly, they're doing a lot of work that doesn't get. They're like icebergs. 90% of the job is not on camera.
Like part of me think like the NBA finals that I think about LeBron the most in is almost like the 2017, 2018 Cavs ones when he was just like put the entire team on his back.
Is that the J.R. Smith one where J.R. Smith?
Yeah.
That was like an all-time meme one.
Yeah, when LeBron was averaging like 45, 12, and 13 a night.
Yeah.
Dude,
people were saying he should have won finals MVP. They lost.
Yeah, he should have. He by far was the most valuable player in this series.
That's the sweet spot right there.
You want to win MVP but lose.
Finals MVP.
All I'm saying is I kind of get it.
I wasn't the problem. You do the Jerry West.
Like if you score 0 points or whatever, you have 0 catches and like your entire locker room's like jumping up and down, like a little bit of you was like, God damn it. You know?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. AJ Brown.
Now we know what kind of teammate Craig is.
Yeah.
Look, we're all human beings here. Don't lie. Everybody has that feeling.
Other intrusive thoughts? Here we go.
Maybe, right?
Dude, the Family Guy joke where Cleveland's just like, he's like, Peter, you're my friend and all, but I really wanted you to fail.
Yeah, totally.
Any other intrusive thoughts anyone had?
I had a thought halfway through the Chiefs game where I'm like, Xavier Worthy is just going to lead the NFL career in penalties created or whatever, like penalties against him, because every time anyone touches him, he literally just goes flying.
It looks unnecessary.
Like a rag doll.
Like you tackle him,
his legs are like above his head.
Yeah.
Like at all times.
Like a crash dummy.
He just gets thrown about. It's like a slapstick comedy when they insert like the dummy halfway through the shot, and it like falls and it's like falling very unnaturally. That's like every time Xavier
it's like
Worthy
Mythbusters had that crash dummy that they would like use. It's like that's what Xavier Worthy looks like.
That guy I'm scared. He needs to protect himself.
There's a scene in Naked Gun where like the Priscilla Presley, they like grab her and they like drag her up the stairs at a baseball stadium, and it's clearly a puppet that they're just like thrashing left and right.
Well, you're right. They called the unnecessary roughness on Worthy twice, and each time you're like, he's 100.
He just got tackled.
He's so small.
Well,
What
I
did
told
he
you
do?
for
He's so
the Friday show, I Googled his weight because I wanted to see it, and it came up because it's so funny how the internet works. I Googled it, and it just said 75 kilkilograms.
You're like,
And I was like,
ick.
that's such an ick.
Like,
75 kilograms is an
I'm
NFL
not
player.
even really that close to 100.
It's 3/4 of the way there. Play of the day.
I think the best play of the day and the worst play of the day are the same play. And it's A.D. Mitchell's 70-yard catch and run for a touchdown. That was this incredible, like one-handed contested catch, spun around.
He caught it like with his inside hand.
Yeah, with one
crazy.
hand. It was nuts. Spun around, like broke down the sideline, and then pulled the Deshaun Jackson. Like the ball slipped out of it. He didn't even like drop it because he was celebrating.
He was trying to celebrate and then failed to try to celebrate.
It was still in front of him and just kind of slipped right out.
It's
and
like
it honestly was
when you just drop your phone and accidentally kick it, like
100%.
accidentally like punch
You're
it.
pulling out your pocket. Yeah, you just hit it further.
I've done this. I've almost done this so many times. You're just standing there, and all of a sudden you're like, and like you like punch your phone, and it goes flying 12
It's
feet.
why the Colts lost to the Rams because of that.
Yeah.
They punched the ball.
Also, they lost by 7 points.
Yeah,
and he
literally. Like that changed
gave
the
a
whole game.
touchdown away.
It's so brutal, man.
You're right. I don't think we've ever had the play of the day be the worst play of the day
It's
as
both.
well, but he came as close as he could possibly come to winning a game that actually
It's
lost.
kind of the encapsulation of A.D. Mitchell as a player.
Also, Jonathan Taylor did that. It is the encapsulation of Eddie Mitchell. Other plays of the day, I just want to shout out. I think it's important to mention the Eagles doing the tush push.
The fake took
And they
Twice.
I have been waiting for this. They did it like once last season, but they're now building off iterations of it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, this is actually kind of how football
now
started.
Now they're doing tricks on it.
It's good.
They're not tricks. I mean, this is how football started. It was like
I know,
push
just-
forward, and then
just a
all
phrase.
plays iterated on. Well, if they're gonna do that, we'll do this. But it like this is like the
They're doing tricks.
the fucking amoeba that like the amoeba of football is tush push became like, oh, have the guy running horizontally actually take it, and then all football sprouted off it
Right,
into
right.
life.
The big bang
The-
of
yeah. So honestly, the plays the Eagles are going to run are legitimately going to be from 1909.
Should the Eagles only run the tush push?
I think it would be
they should just
shockingly good
only
offense.
be in that formation
Dude.
and just run everything off that. It's like basically going back to like Army.
It's their base.
It goes back to
triple
Walter.
option.
It goes back to Walter Camp. Like
Yeah.
this is literally like there are plays from 115 years ago that will work for them.
Yeah.
The play they ran today is kind of 110 years old.
I'm sure AJ Brown loves that.
Just AJ Brown sitting and like
Tush push again, huh?
Kevin
I'm gonna sit this one out.
Petula showing them some video from like when Teddy Roosevelt was president. AJ Brown's
He's
like,
gonna have
fuck.
the book on the field.
Yeah.
he's just reading.
Just
on the-
reading.
It's like in his
During
back
the-
pocket. This is a problem.
Honestly, Bryson DeChambeau can golf with that thick fucking yardage book in
Yeah.
his pocket that
Can we,
AJ
like-
Brown can
He's-
play.
you know how people are getting mad at dudes now for performative reading?
LeBron. You know, it's clips.
The first page of every book he's ever been handed.
What was your favorite part of the book? Kind of every chapter was awesome.
If people
It was
don't
all-
know
they
what we're
were all
talking
good.
about,
Pick one,
Google
yeah.
LeBron reading books. It's the funniest meme. Every time LeBron is photographed with a book that clearly, like Rich Paul has handed him moments earlier, he's on the first page of every book he's ever been photographed.
Carlos tells us that they're announcing the Super Bowl halftime show at halftime of this game.
Oh,
Prediction.
Fuck.
Can I give you a prediction?
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not Taylor Swift.
I don't think it's
I'm going to
Swift.
predict Miley Cyrus.
If they're doing it now, I don't think it's Swift. If they will, it'll break our brains.
It's not gonna be
It's
Taylor
Miley
Swift.
Cyrus.
That's my prediction.
She just released an album a week ago, right?
Yeah.
Why do you think Miley? Why do you think Miley?
She doesn't tour, and I think this is the type of situation that she would do. She like is not big into touring. My wife, loves Miley Cyrus. She has a quote that she's like, the reason I don't tour is because my outfits don't fold. She's like, and I think that's like half.
She's awesome.
Yeah, she's kind of a kooky gal. But yeah, I think this makes perfect sense. It's in California, it's in San Francisco. She has her album. It's like a way to promote it without having to go on tour. I think it makes sense.
So you really think that Taylor Swift's sourdough shit was nothing? People listening to this are either like Heifetz is a genius because it's been announced and they know, or he's like, wow, that guy's an idiot.
No, I mean, I do. Taylor Swift is very intentional, and I do believe the sourdough thing was weird, but I don't know. I kind of don't think she's doing the halftime
We'll
show.
see. Anyway, well, I guess people listening are going to know, so we can just keep rolling and we'll come back to
Do you
that.
think
at
because
end.
the Chiefs won today in
Yeah.
such
Oh my
strong
God.
fashion that she called Apple and was like, hey,
well, this is
I'm actually in
no,
now.
but like that.
Maybe.
I mean, maybe this is a huge Sunday night football game.
And
This
then
is
they
Cowboys
decided
Packers.
to announce it so she can't back out.
Right.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Worst play of the well, let's keep rolling. We'll get to that.
Worst play of the day, A.D. Mitchell.
Yeah. The Arthur Smith Sean Hockley Award for the coach or ref that pissed you off. I just want to mention, speaking of the A.D. Mitchell play, the first replay they showed was like from the 5 or 10 yard line. So they're trying to, the whole point is, did the ball cross the goal line before? And then so the first angle, it's like you can't tell because it's like, well, with the angle, I don't know. And then the other one's from the back of the end zone. From the angle, I'm not sure. I'm like, the NFL is 30, like the Sunday football is like 100 cameras. Super Bowl is like 200 cameras. Regular games are like 20 or 30. Why does each end zone not have a camera on the goal line on each side? That's like, I am always, every time they're trying to show me a goal line angle that isn't on the line, I'm kind of like, how is that possible? Why is the camera 4 yards off? That's so unhelpful.
Yeah.
Am I crazy? Do you guys ever think this?
Oh, I totally.
He's so mad about it.
You're pissed.
Well, I didn't say pissed. I'm not pissed. Don't say I'm pissed.
It makes too much sense for the NFL. There still has to be, there always has to be something that you can be mad about. You know what I mean?
I actually think they kind of do that on purpose.
Sure.
Yeah.
If the NFL was too
something.
perfect, yeah, exactly. Like when you make a movie, you either want it to be good or terrible, but you don't want to just feel nothing.
So they want you
kind of like A.J. Brown after winning a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Just read your book.
Yeah, you're not tweeting unless you're pissed.
This is the exact type. It's the exact type of thing that dads want to talk about, and dads is a big demographic that they're trying to reach.
Craig had a dad moment today when Craig was just like giving us directions from the stadium, but like not on his phone, just like, we're going left up here.
Yeah.
Craig actually just did it off the dome.
Craig just kind of did it off the
pretty impressive.
We walked here and I remembered how to get back. I'm like,
I have a good sense of direction. I don't know why.
Kid knows where he's going.
Fucking carrier pigeon. You return home.
Remember when we learned how carrier pigeons work and then forgot? Because I bet none of us could explain that.
Right. That happens a lot with us, actually.
Stadium Pulse of the Week, which again is just basically like the kicker. He just got at the moment was a little too big.
This was like the type of, this is the same thing Craig was feeling when he just knew how to go home. Cam Little, the Jags kicker. That's his name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dad move is not knowing
Cam Little. It
guy's
sounds
name.
wrong. I don't know why that just did not sound right.
DK called this kick, by the way.
Yeah, so it was 26-21 at the time. There was 3 minutes and 32 seconds left, and the Jags lined up to do a kick, which would have basically not sealed the game, but it would have made it like a much tougher situation. And the announcer's like, the winds have been swirling. They've been giving these kickers all kinds of problems all day. I was like, there's no way he's fucking making this.
DK just spins around in his chair. He's like, you're not making this kick.
And he missed it. So I felt pretty good about that. I knew in the moment he couldn't rise above
all right, though. They still won.
The stadium pulse.
Yeah, they still beat the Niners.
The Lucille Bluth, I don't understand the stat line. I won't respond to it a word. One, I mean, again, Kenneth Gainwell, nearly as many points today as A.J. Brown does whole season. But
what a fucking joke. What a joke.
But the other one,
AJ Brown's in the prime of his life. He's 28 years old. Well, the year I'd take him, it's over. He's 28. Stupid. It's so dumb.
I'm the one that's pissed.
It's so dumb.
The other one, the Patriots beat the Panthers 42-13 today. So this one's twofold. Is the Panthers beat the Falcons 30. The NFL, one of the weirdest things about it is
transitive.
The Falcons lost to the Panthers 30-0. Like the Panthers won 30-0 and then lost today to the Patriots by 29, which is bad. But then this one, I couldn't believe this. The Patriots lead the NFL in offensive success rate. And success rate is basically how often are you moving the chains? Like basically how often are you getting enough yards that you're like on schedule?
Successful plays.
How often are your plays gaining enough yardage? So did you get 5 yards of first down? Did you convert a third down? Did you get a touchdown? The Patriots lead the NFL in success rate.
This is why you can't trust that.
There's no way that's correct.
Yeah.
And yet,
this is why I'm all about gut health.
That's why you don't look up directions. Yeah.
I guess in all fairness, they played the Raiders, the Dolphins, the Panthers, and
I think
the
that
Steelers.
explains a lot of it, yeah. But regardless, I won't acknowledge that.
Nah, we're not.
I beat the Panthers. Panthers and Titans, I think, is clearly the worst teams in the NFL. Even the Saints today, I thought were much better. So with all that said, and we're gonna get to waivers here in a second. We have to do the burn book. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just do. AJ Brown should be in the burn book.
Well, hold on. Let's recap. Week 1, Jalen Waddle. Next week he scored a touchdown. Week 2, Mark Andrews. Next week he went absolutely nuts. Week 3, Isaiah Pacheco scored a touchdown this week. Week 4,
we have to burn AJ Brown. He's destroying people's lives.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a bit dramatic.
Case in point, look at me. Carlos, our poor producer, is dying every week.
Carlos seems like he's doing just fine.
AJ Brown has 2 games with 1 point.
Okay.
I can just tell of his 30 leagues, he has like 2 AJ Brown leagues and not like 12. I can tell you it's 12 American
Okay,
Hamptons.
who did you bring to the burn book party?
I didn't do that.
Okay.
We can do it. It's fine.
What?
He's going to score a touchdown next week.
Oh, what? It's 2:30 in the morning and you're tired. Okay, well, we've been doing stuff for 15 hours straight.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
We were at a game.
We were at a game 12 hours ago. Okay. It should be A.J. Brown. I don't know. The other person I would honestly nominate is Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley's like, because
better.
Calvin Ridley, you're kind of like, should I cut him?
He's unplayable. This year, he has scored 4, 7, 3, 4.
Yeah, Calvin Ridley.
Didn't you say he was a buy low?
Yeah.
Well, that was low. Well, you're really low when you can pick him off waivers and someone else cuts him.
Well, I feel like we have to decide what is Burn Book is like Apex Mountain, where it's like Burn Book doesn't mean drop this player, never add him again, he's dead, or does it?
We don't know.
I think we should burn Calvin Ridley. Like, we're mad at him. Like, it's tough. Like, he's making. Like,
I'm also mad at AJ Brown. I'm more mad at AJ Brown because I spent more draft capital on it. AJ Brown was a second round fucking.
We
pick.
definitely in the past wouldn't have burned AJ Brown yet. Like, it's closer.
of
It's
course.
somewhere closer to what Bill and Sal do with
it's
like
like, are we burning
cross-offs.
Derrick Henry? No.
No, but at least he had a lot of points in week 1 at least.
Well, AJ Brown had 20 in week 3.
1 week ago.
Well, the 2 before that were a disaster.
Okay.
But the funny part is, DK, if you lost
that feat not a week ago.
But DK, if you lost,
I beg to differ. Mr. Gilmore accomplished that feat not but an hour ago. Well, good for Happy Gil. Oh my God. So who do you think it should be?
I
Calvin
think it
Ridley
should
or
be
AJ
Calvin
Brown?
Ridley because
All right.
I think I actually would not play Calvin Ridley at this point.
Yeah, I think
and
that's right.
I'm going to continue playing
And
AJ
look,
Brown.
I will say, the Titans, it's been the terrible schedule. If you do believe in the rookie bump, or if like the second half rookie thing, like it could be okay, but you cannot play him. You can't. Like, you need to wait for back-to-back good weeks before you consider playing him again. I would think.
for Ridley.
For Ridley.
Yeah. Well, now that we said this, do you just play him next week?
This will be the ultimate test.
Right.
You're right. All right. No, don't play Calvin Ridley next week. Also, this Cowboys Packers, Pickens is quite the catch there at the 1 yard line.
Oh, wow.
And then they're probably going to score and go for 2.
That's such classic Pickens shit.
All right, let's get to waivers. We're not going to have a Monday show on waivers or Monday Night Football this week just because we're flying back from Dublin. So we're going to just try to do our best right now. It's Sunday night, so obviously take it with a grain of salt because, the Sunday Night Football game isn't even necessarily over. Monday Night Football has 2 games. So there are 4, 8, 10 quarters that still need to happen. So keep that in mind. Obviously, you have more information on what happens to those than we do. With that said, we're not going to do trivia right now and everything. I could do dumb trivia if you guys want it, but I think we just basically talk through players that you should add that if they're available. So just brass tacks, cutting out the bullshit.
Yeah.
Woody Marks for the Texans is, if he's available, obviously go get him. Like running back, he's the starter. He's going to overtake Nick Chubb. He's playing the Texans offense, whatever. If Woody Marks is available, go get him.
Yes.
Kenny Gainwell, obviously Kenneth Gainwell had a top 2 day at running back. Go get Kenneth Gainwell. You don't need us to tell you that.
Like
I would
Jalen
focus
Warren.
way more on Woody Marks.
Yes.
Jalen Warren was ill. And
No, he had his knee was bugging him apparently.
I thought he wasn't feeling well.
He said he practiced on Saturday or something and he couldn't get through it. He didn't feel right.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's a little bit more of a...
Similar to Woody Marks, I think Kendry Miller for the Saints looks...
Yeah. It looks good.
I remember when Saquon came back from his knee injury and didn't look the same that first year, and I remember confusing with Wayne Gallman, and I think Kendry Miller and Kamara had the same energy sometimes where I'm like, the way he had a great touchdown run today, and Kendry Miller just looks good.
Yeah, he does.
And I do think also, I do kind of wonder with this way the Saints season's going, if Kamara, either he personally would play through injury, if the Saints are going to want to see Kendry Miller play. So I think Kendry Miller is going to play more and more for a garbage time Saints team. And then Justice Hill for the Ravens, who, had statistically an incredible day. Justice Hill,
120 yards, 2 touchdowns.
and it's one of those, obviously that was because the Ravens were garbage time and Lamar was hurt and they kind of benched Derrick Henry at the end. Having said that, if Kenneth Gainwell for the Steelers can go and be get 30 fantasy points basically, or 25 plus fantasy points in half PPR because Jalen Warren's out, Derrick Henry is still the second oldest running back in the NFL. And clearly any game Derrick Henry misses, Justice Hill is pretty much going to be a pretty great lead back, and Keaton Mitchell.
And if Lamar's out and it's Cooper Rush, I have a feeling that there's going to be more Justice
checkdowns.
Yeah, and also the Ravens defense is bad. And to your point, Derrick Henry plays when they're winning, and if the Ravens are going to be losing more, Justice Hill is going to play more. So I think checkdowns. I think Justice Hill is going to be a viable,
for sure,
during bye weeks, a flex worthy running back. Receiver. We're watching the Sunday football game. Romeo Doubs already has 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
Yeah, we talked about that. Romeo Doubs, if he's available, clearly is an option.
The Packers passing game is more focused in on it. The fewer guys now, they have fewer guys in the rotation.
Unfortunately,
Doubs is good.
The problem is the Packers are on bye next week, which sucks because I think he's clearly the best player that you could get for Green Bay.
Do you like Wan'Dale and anybody else on the Giants after the Malik Neighbors injury?
I think Darius Slayton is going to be like way better than people think. I think everyone's going to be like Wan'Dale. People point to target share, but I think Wan'Dale's average depth of target is going to be a little inflated by the Cowboys game, which again, the Cowboys defense is out of sample. Yeah. And I think Darius Slayton, they signed him to a 12 year. It's like the 9,000-year lease against. They signed him to a 3-year deal for $12 million a year for Slayton this offseason. And he had like an undisclosed injury, and then he had like a hamstring injury or something, but he is a groin, slow start to the season. But I think Darius Slayton is going, like, he is a starter on the team. They give him $12 million a year. Like, he's going to play. And with Malik Neighbors out for the season, dude, waivers are hard this year. Darius Slayton is just going to play a lot for a team, and he's just going to get a lot of looks in this offense. So he's a pro. Giants fit. I like Darius Slayton a lot.
Yeah, he's good.
If Wan'Dale's available, you would want Wan'Dale because I think they're going to do a lot of RPOs and stuff. But Wan'Dale's taken. I think Darius Slayton, you'll be pleasantly surprised if you're in a pinch and you just kind of want 10 points in your lineup. I think it's worth it. After that, it gets a little harder. I'm not going to lie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's tough. It's not a good week for
to be
receivers.
Totally transparent. You might want to look. I'm curious what happens to the Monday Football game. Someone might have added Troy Franklin and cut him. I did that in the Ringer League because someone cut TJ Hawkinson, and it was kind of like, I kind of want to give that a try. So if Troy Franklin is available after Monday Football, we'll see how it goes. That would be interesting. But yeah, I feel like receiver people are more, oh my God, Jordan Love just got strip sacked. Don't tell me it was
10.5. Or is it Dallas going to get this?
No, they're going to get points off that. Oh my God. That was at the 15.
13 seconds left in the half. That's huge.
Dude, was that Kenny Clark? Because that would be pretty amazing. If Kenny Clark ends up being like, oh no, it was not.
Wow.
Regardless.
All right.
Yeah, after that, like, look at for other receivers. But I feel like tight end is tough too. Like, if Brenton Strange is available for the Jaguars, I think he's definitely the best. And after that, man, honestly, good luck.
It's tough. It's really brutal after Brenton Strange. Brenton Strange, 28% rostered still, 6 catches again today. He's like very involved.
We keep talking about Shago Kwanko, and I'm like, I think we like, honestly, I can't handle. They don't score anymore. You need tight ends who are going to score touchdowns.
Hold on to the tight end you have and probably play that guy instead of add anybody.
It's like, available. I mean, I literally
Thanks for the advice, Greg.
Well, honestly,
you're gonna add Jake Tonjes and hope he scores a touchdown again. Like, there are no like Oronde Gadsden. Like, you can't. You're literally playing darts with the tight ends. Defense. I mean, man, it depends. Like, the Packers are on bye next week, so I think the Packers defense, again, we'll see by the end of this game how much people actually like the defense. Perception versus reality, but they're going to be on bye. I think people might cut the defense, so that's something to keep in mind, that if the Packers might be a free agent, if they're on bye, people might not make time for it.
Dallas
they could score it as I was saying that. But Giants defense playing the Saints next week. I think Dart versus Rattler. I think that one's like pretty live. Browns versus Vikings. That one's in London. Could be ugly. Browns D.
Dude, the Vikings with a double international game.
That's tough.
And also in Europe for 2 weeks, Ryan Kelly's concussion. I don't want to speculate. If he has a concussion, it would be a second in 3 weeks. I don't think he's going to play.
Mm-hmm.
Brian O'Neill's hurt. I don't know what the deal is, but like overall, Christian DeRosa came back from injury, but they're not healthy at both tackles at the very least. Might have a backup tackle and a backup center. Myles Garrett, I think the Browns defense, again, I think super available because they played versus the Lions. ESPN 3.5% rostered in ESPN.
Yeah.
The Browns defense, Carson Wentz, I think that's a really good one.
Totally.
Between that and the Giants versus Saints, I think those are super available defenses. So I would go with one of those. And maybe even the Saints versus the Giants if you really in a deep league. Like Dart, it's still a second game. They got tape on them now. So that's what I would do at D. But yeah, it's like there was a little more water in the desert at running back now between Marks, Gainwell, and then if it deeper leagues, Kendrick Miller and Justice. I think Justice Hill is super available, even in a 14-team league. I think he might be out there. So that, and I think frankly, people have been adding receivers and haven't found running backs. And so now there's more liquidity at running back. But I think that's waivers for the week. Okay. We're going to get out of here. I'm not going to lie. It's halftime of this Packers-Cowboys game, and we're about to hear, Carlos just sent us who the halftime show is rumored to be. So DK is going to think a band here, but you're just going to check your text in a second here of like who the halftime show is allegedly.
It's being aggregated. We'll see.
We have no idea if this is real.
During halftime, they confirm it, but
hopefully we'll find out during this conversation. Yeah. But with that said, thank you to DK. Thank you to Craig. Thank you everyone for listening. We are going to have our show Power Hour. We're going to talk way more about Ireland and all this stuff here. We had so much fun in Ireland. Thank you to everybody. Thank you to Sonny. Thank you to Joe. Thank you to Matt. Thank you everybody who helped us here. Thank you everyone at the NFL. Thank you to everyone at the Ringer who sent us. Thank you. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Mal. Thank you, Connor. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, like everybody who sent us. Was so much. It takes so many people to help us with this trip. Thank you, Austin, Carlos, Bex. Like, you guys have been amazing on this trip. Thank you so much. It's just, this has been amazing. It's been really cool to do this with you guys. We have a
super
whole
fun.
other show coming in on Wednesday that will go more to Ireland, but this has been really fun to do. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you everyone for following Instagram, TikTok. I have to say, I think the Instagram stuff's really fun. Like I know we plug it all the time, but go to Ringer Fantasy on Instagram. We did a bunch of shit that I don't think other people are trying, and it was really fun. So please go follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, this has been as fun of a weekend as I think we could have planned for or hoped for.
I guarantee that I don't think anyone else this weekend went to 2 different hurling matches and saw Bill Murray be like, please stop talking to me. Like that probably didn't happen to anyone else. So, of course, they're the number one person. Thank you, Lord.
Lord.
All right. Thank you, Bad Bunny.
Oh.
Okay.
That is cool.
Well, so he's
that could make
he's
sense.
the opening SNL host next week.
Oh, that could make sense.
It's all
Didn't he also
synergized.
Okay, so again, to be clear, if it's wrong, it's because this hasn't been officially announced. It's going to happen in moments, but it's being aggregated, so we don't know if it's real because it's hard to tell if anything's real.
Yeah.
We were joking that like people thought that Beyonce was going to be at the DNC,
right?
And so we're like, we don't know if this is real either, but that would make sense because I feel like the halftime show, it's kind of like how Kendrick did the halftime show, but he also popped out at the, so to speak, at the I forget one of the other. He was at one of the other halftime shows, and he actually did a portion of a song like years earlier. And Bad Bunny, I believe, did what was the show in 2019? Like he did have one song at halftime show, I think years ago. Oh no, maybe it was Thanksgiving. No,
I don't know.
Stupid. Hold on.
I don't know the answer to that. DK, do you?
I don't.
Bad Bunny.
I don't.
Maybe the biggest star in the world other than Taylor Swift right now.
Yeah. So that's cool.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's confirmed. Yeah. Billboard. He's headlining.
Confirmed. Bad Bunny.
Ooh.
San Francisco. Santa Clara.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know a lot.
He was
about
like
Bad
the most
Bunny.
streamed artist in the entire world.
I know that, and
Or at least before Taylor Swift
Before
went on
Taylor Swift. Yeah,
Eras.
he's-
Before Taylor Swift went on the Eras tour and did the Taylor's version stuff, Bad Bunny was the most streamed artist in
of
the
the
world.
stuff that I've heard. I think it's good. I'm just like I don't know that much from his.
I also just like him as a person. I think he's really funny.
Yeah.
I think he's like a really comedic actor. I hate
Okay,
it.
I'm not crazy. 2020, the Shakira one.
Oh, Shakira. Yeah.
Jennifer Lopez, Bad Bunny, J Balvin all popped out at the.
But yeah, he's great. Like the Please Don't Destroy video he did when he was Shrek.
Yeah.
I despise it, loathe Happy Gilmore 2 with every fiber of my being. But he was, like he has good comedic timing.
He was actually one of the only cameos that did have comedic timing. He was funny.
So what the fuck was all this Taylor Swift stuff?
I still wonder if they would negotiate. It was weird. It was weird that in the middle of the podcast. Oh God.
No, I just wanted you can say your thought. I just wanted to.
This is classic DK's on Twitter during the show.
DK's just on
He
Twitter.
just pointed to a tweet from Shil Kapadia, our coworker, and it says this: the Eagles did not complete a pass in the second half today.
I just wanted you to see it. That's all.
It's
That's
the only
unbelievable.
game in the last 2 years where a team didn't complete a second half pass. They won 4-0.
Hilarious.
So
It is
saying.
weird that it's so funny. Just when last week we want to exonerate the Eagles, and I really thought the Eagles offense was going to wake up after that and they get more involved. It is
Did
crazy.
not complete a pass.
That's pretty. I mean,
yeah,
dude, even Kendall Hinton did he complete a pass in that game when he had to play?
yeah, he's like 2 for 9. Or something.
Kendall Hinton completed a pass in the second half.
Oh, I don't know if it's second half. But yeah,
Well, I don't know, but I think he did.
Yeah.
Just saying.
We're very close to Bad Bunny. Unfortunately, I think he's the host and musical guest, I would imagine. So he's not going to thank himself. So we're very close to actually hearing the thank you, Lauren, thank you, Bad Bunny on SNL. What we didn't
Doubling
quite get
up almost. I will say the Bad Bunny. I mean, he's good. I feel like we have nothing to add to Bad
He's
Bunny. But
good.
the Taylor Swift
He's a big
thing.
star.
But the Taylor Swift thing, it was because on the pod she did with Travis Kelce, without knowing anything about the rumors, it did stick out. She was like, I'm making sourdough like 60% of the time. And I remember thinking that was just odd. I don't know why. And
Maybe she really is just making sourdough 60%.
but then people were like,
She must be.
Niners mascot sourdough Sam.
it felt like a reach to me.
No, I know, but
at the
here's why.
time.
it was sourdough Sam,
But that's the
Super Bowl
type of shit she
60,
does.
I
San
know.
Francisco.
Well, I don't know.
No, but here's why.
That's what you told me.
Here's why it was weird. People made the point, but then I had just watched the episode. And so it was literally, I forget before or after, a 5-minute conversation about Chase and Kelsey called it the art of the Easter egg and about how she would
Right.
never drop something about her personal life, but only her professional life. Then they fucking said the sourdough thing. So then it was like, okay, it's kind of weird. This theory sounds insane when you just say sourdough, Sam, whatever, Super Bowl 60. It makes sense after a 5-minute conversation about that. Are you just on Twitter again?
No. Swift, according to a report from Rob Shooter's Substack, I don't know who that is. Swift had interest in performing the Super Bowl 60 halftime show, though she had one major demand for the NFL. Swift wanted to retain ownership for her performance and secure slots promoting her own projects.
Yeah, I think this
is
real.
Refused the league, which is arguably.
I think Craig's reading the article and he can give a take. Here's why I really do think the Taylor Swift thing, they went in negotiations. It's this simple. For the most part, they always announce the Super Bowl halftime show around week 1. It's a giant advertisement that the NFL is beginning the season. They always do it around September 8th or something, like in the beginning of the season. It is September 29th. They never wait a month into the season. I think they were negotiating still because Taylor Swift's the only artist. Swift's the only artist the NFL would wait for and kind of needed more than she needs them.
Negotiating, probably.
And she did 149 era tours, shows. Like the 150th at Super Bowl, the NFL clearly wanted that. And I think they waited a couple weeks from negotiating it. And then Bad Bunny is like a pretty great backup. But I do think if it's just going to be Bad Bunny the whole time, they would have just announced it 3 weeks ago. So that combined with this, I do think there was something to it.
All right.
She wanted to retain ownership of her performance and secure slots promoting her own projects.
I think that means retain ownership of performance is you do basically the Eras Tour is a 13-minute set during the game because they would not make the game longer for her more than like 2 or 3 minutes, right? So can you just still the Eras Tour to like 15 minutes? And in some ways, it's the definitive Taylor Swift video. Who owns that? Who gets to sell that to Netflix? Where does that live? Who owns that? If that's going to be the most watched YouTube video in Taylor Swift's archive, is that on the NFL YouTube channel or is that on Taylor Swift's YouTube channel? Like that's what that means to me because that could have 1 billion views. That could have by the time we're old, that could have 10 billion views. And it's like, who owns that? You guess, I don't know. You look at me like you don't think that's what retain ownership
I don't
means?
know. I actually don't know. I don't know if it's about like where it lives on YouTube. That feels.
Well, would she do it if, I guess it's like YouTube. I guess it's more, it's her whole thing is on her catalog, right? She talks about this in the pod.
I know, but I just don't like doing that. I'm like ownership over her halftime performance.
It's the 150th Eras Tour. Would you brand it as the Eras Tour if she doesn't own it?
I don't think she would even do. I don't know. We'll have to see. I don't know. Secure slots promoting her own projects. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Commercials?
Promoting her own projects?
Sourdough line. She has a she can make a sourdough line. Sourdough Sam.
She already slots.
Got to make a bread company.
Like commercials.
Oh yeah, she wanted commercial slots for free. That's definitely what that means. I don't know. I think slots. I think that is what.
What is her next project?
Well, no. I'll tell you. Can I guess?
Now I want to know.
I don't know if you guys know this. I was a business minor. So basically know how Taylor Swift does business.
Right.
Can I tell you? I think what that means.
She wasn't a business minor.
I'll tell you what this means. You know, the NFL doesn't pay the performers famously because they're like, you're getting the biggest eyeball thing there is. So she was like, well, I'm not asking you to pay me. I would just like a few commercial slots worth how much does the Super Bowl commercial go for now?
$10, $20 million.
Yeah. Oh, it's 10, but it's like, I thought it was like 6, 5.
I think it can be up a little bit more. But yeah.
So she's like, I just want 2 for free. Don't pay me. I'm just like, she's asking to get paid. And then like getting paid in equity, basically. She wants to promote her thing. And the NFL, I think, was basically, I obviously don't want to pretend to know what went into it, but I do think that's what that says.
Well, yeah, this reporting now that's being shown is basically like she thought she was going to do it. So that's probably where all that stuff came from. And then she backed out.
Yeah, I mean, I believe the Easter egg thing. That was very deliberate, and she does that stuff.
I also think the fact that we're reading this right now means that her camp is spinning this as like, I wanted this. And I told the NFL, dude, there's a Jay-Z line about this. I forget what song it is. It might be on Watch the Throne. I forget when I don't know when it was, but he was like, Jay-Z's like, there's a line. He's like, I turned on the Super Bowl. I need you more than you. You say you needed me more than I needed you. And then guess what happened? Jay-Z with Rock Nation said, I'm not performing the Super Bowl. I'm going to fucking book the Super Bowl for you because you need me to reintroduce you to the artist community. And so then Jay-Z and Rock Nation booked the Super Bowl for years. And so this to me is the same like a reiteration of the Jay-Z thing where the NFL kind of did need Taylor Swift more than that, or at least that's what Taylor Swift, we're hearing about this now. So I do actually kind of think this is Taylor Swift being like, they actually needed me, which I believe because the NFL's never waited this long to announce it. And I can't remember, like, it's been years. Even like Rihanna, other like really big artists, it was always the first week of September. So I do think they were negotiating really late.
All this reporting that we're seeing is that that's what happened. She walked away from it.
Yeah. And I wonder if the NFL just didn't want to set a precedent of paying the artists.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll know more.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We've been talking about this for too long. Yeah.
Goodbye, everyone. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.